The contact started right at 5 yards, and at that point, guys were wrestling through it, trying not to get beat. It's a great ball.
43-yard line of Cougar territory. Will Rogers will go back under center. Angelo Titi Ali. Giles Jackson will motion from right to left. Play action, they'll throw it again. This time to Giles Jackson in the flat. One-on-one, stiff arm, and knocked out of bounds on the near side by Adrian Wilson, freshman defensive back out of Dallas, Texas, for the Cougars. A gain of 6 brings up 2nd down and 4. And we have not seen a lot of running the ball with Jonah Coleman.
No, and that's just because what Washington State is committed to bringing 7. They're at minimum 7 in the box. So 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. They will walk a safety sometime down within the 10-yard window, which could give you up to 8. But they are not going to allow a Jonah Coleman to get started. They're staying in that.
Huskies 11 passes, 1 run so far. Coleman lines up as the tailback on 2nd down, and they'll hand it to Adam Muhammad, who lined up at tight end, breaks a tackle, has a first down inside the 30, muscles his way to the 25-yard line. The true freshman, Adam Muhammad. There's a legend that is growing on Montlake as number 24 rips off 12 yards.
That play is straight out of Bellevue High School, like a wing tee. He lines up in the tight end left. You fake pitch right, and comes Sally. It's called Sally. You move it right back to the right-hand side, inside handoff, and there's number 24, the freshman, breaking a tackle, by the way. 6
carries, 77 yards on the season now. How long can Adam Muhammad average double-figure yards per carry? Rogers out of the shotgun from the Cougar 25. Muhammad on his right hip. Rogers communicates he might want to change or point out a coverage. Here's a snap. Handoff Muhammad. Stutter steps, runs into trouble, breaks a couple tackles, and does a great job of eluding pressure in the backfield to pick up 3 yards off to the right. Down to the 22-yard line. Adam Muhammad should have been tackled for a TFL and did a pretty good job making chicken salad that time.
Yeah, you said it, Tony. Bounces to his left and then suddenly makes 2 more guys miss. Yeah, that would have been behind the chains on 2nd down. Now you're at 2nd and 7.
Muhammad on the left hip of Will Rogers. Here's a snap. Rogers looking to throw. He's got man coverage on the right side and just missed Denzel Boston near the sticks. Up the right sideline, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 7 with 29 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Huskies trailing 10-7.
Yeah, on the outside, it's bumpy coverage. So there isn't anything soft right now from Washington State. They're not going to allow free releases on anything. It is a physical impact on the outside by the receivers.
Take a look at the Husky personnel. Jeremiah Hunter has not been targeted yet today. He comes out of the huddle. He'll go wide to the left. Jackson in a slot to the right. Now Jonah Coleman will go wide to the left out of the numbers. Empty set for Will Rogers, who fumbled the snap. Down he goes, and then Soane Faasolo may have been injured as he fell back on Will Rogers. That did not look good the way Soane Faasolo, the left tackle, got pushed back into Will Rogers, who went low to pick the fumbled football, the fumbled snap off the turf.
Man.
And Faasolo is down.
You know, Will looked up and the ball hit him in the hands. It drops in front, but as, like you said, when he dove back on the football, Soane had his ankle pinned under Will as he rolled for it and just got, man.
Chip it down to the pin seeker sidelines with Elise.
Yeah, the medical team is out looking at that left ankle, and he just got rolled up into it. As you mentioned, the ball on the ground and from behind, body landing on that left leg, and it was very awkward there. The good news is he's sitting up right now, but this is some pain certainly for the situation right now.
Yeah, I mean, from the moment it happened, it did not look good. And yet he's being helped up, and he is barely putting any pressure on that left leg, but trying to put a little bit, testing it out, and being helped off the field by his teammates. Enoch Vamai, the transfer from Ohio State, has got his arm around him, helping escort him off to the Husky sideline.
Well, that's going to make some depth change in what Washington's been able to do and how they'll move the left tackle. They might move Drew over to the left side, and who they could bring in. They could maybe bring Maximus McCree and how that rotation. But hopefully this isn't too big of an injury and he can bounce back.
Well, let the time wind off the clock and bring us to the end of the first quarter. An entertaining first quarter here at Lumen Field with Washington State leading by a score of 10-7 on the Washington Huskies. And the Dogs facing 4th and 12 at the 27. Do they bring out Grady Gross for a field goal, or do they try to go? We'll see in a moment when we return after this word from your Northwest Chevy dealers.
With the incredibly spacious 3-row Chevy Traverse, you can change
Let's just meet at the concert.
into
Why don't I pick all you guys up on the way?
the advanced safety engineered Chevy Blazer EV lets you turn. You think we should turn back? Into
Full steam ahead.
and with the affordable Equinox EV
Keep an eye out for the next Charger, kids.
becomes
Get comfortable, kids. We'll be home in 4 hours.
for summer adventures. Chevy's got you.
See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Washington Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Angel of the Winds Casino Resort is your base camp for adventure. Experience the best in live entertainment with concerts, comedy shows, and sporting events. Next, take a break at one of our 6 dining venues, including an award-winning steakhouse. Amenities also include free valet, bowling, sports simulators, and your favorite games. Whatever your calling is, know Angel of the Winds Casino Resort is the official escape for the dogs, and we're closer than you think. Learn more and plan your next adventure at angelofthewinds.com.
Today's Apple Cup matchup between the Huskies and Cougars is presented by Boeing. As UW and WSU face off, Boeing is proud to bring Washington together for the Boeing Apple Cup.
Andrew Allison back inside Learfield Network Studios as Washington State leads Washington 10-7 at the end of the first quarter of our game. Let's get you an out-of-town scoreboard update brought to you by the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, the official casino resort partner of Husky Athletics, the official escape of the Dogs. 2 finals that just happened recently. 6th-ranked Missouri holds off 24th-ranked Boston College 27-21. The Tigers now 3-0. And then in Columbia, South Carolina, the Gamecocks had a chance at a game-tying field goal, but it just went wide. 16th-ranked LSU gets the win, 36. To 33. Let's go back to the booth. Tony, Cam.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew. Huskies are facing a 4th down and 12 here after the fumbled snap by Will Rogers led to Swane Fasolo getting his ankle rolled up on. And so we'll wait to hear the latest from Elise whenever she's able to kind of update us on that. But it looks like Grady Gross is going to come out and try a 44-yard field goal. Now, after we switched ends of the field, the Huskies now going from left to right for the first play of the second quarter. And so where does this look familiar? It's about a 40-something yard field goal here, kicking from left to right. This was the case in Husky Stadium when Gross nailed the game winner a year ago against the Cougs. Now he'll try to tie the game. The Dogs down 10-7. He lines up for a 44-yarder. Cameron Warchuk, transfer out of Colorado, is on to snap it. Punter Jack McAllister will hold. 44-yard field goal for Grady Gross, who was 7 for 8 from this distance a year ago. Kicks it right down the middle. The kick is up. The kick is good. And the Huskies respond. 9-play, 48-yard drive, capped off by a 45-yard field goal from Grady Gross. A check of your scoring drive summary brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers, doing the right thing since 1952. So the Huskies, officially a 10-play drive, 48 yards, tie this thing up at 10-10. And I think the way this game is continuing to evolve, nip and tuck here in the first half.
As expected. You knew that this is going to be, no question, the best team Washington has faced thus far. The Cougs are playing fast right now. They're very confident the way they're playing, and certainly John Mateer is as advertised. All of us didn't get a chance to see it live. Now we get to see how good this young man is.
Down to the Pinseeker sidelines with Elise.
Well, some excellent news in terms of the health of Soani Fa'asolo. He came out of the injury tent with the left ankle heavily wrapped. He looks like he's okay. He's going to be going back in. He's getting warmed up right now, just going through some of the footwork for the linemen on the sidelines. So that is good news.
Smithson with a return from the goal line. Dives forward. A fearless return to the 25-yard line. A lot of contact there for something that would have been the same as taking a fair catch. But that was, he's an exciting returner, Smithson, for Washington State, and it sets up the Cougs with the ball at their own 25-yard line. Good to hear from Elise on that update. Hopefully Soani Fa'asolo able to rejoin the Huskies here today. Today's game brought to you by Janet King, the trusted cleaning and disinfecting partner for businesses throughout Washington. From stadiums to offices and more, Janet King is your essential disinfecting service. Go Dogs. Dogs on defense here with Deshaun Lynch coming off one edge. Jaden Wayne off the other. Mateer out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, holds it out, hands it off to Wayshawn Parker. Grabbed by Lynch in the backfield, but muscles his way across the line of scrimmage to the 26-yard line for a gain of 1. It's a strong young freshman, Wayshawn Parker, who has had a number of explosive runs so far this year. A couple of touchdowns of 50-plus, and then a 43-yarder against Texas Tech last week. Snap to Mateer. Mateer dances in the pocket, rolls out to the right. Pressure coming. He eludes Lynch. Now rolls to the left. Throws near side. Trying to dig it out of the turf. Incomplete.
I feel like we're going to get offensive pass interference or maybe a hold. Yeah, you're going to get a hold on Washington. The scramble time, I mean, there's chances to get Mateer on the ground. He just is extending plays.
Cooper Mathers, the tight end, was the intended target as that ball skipped in incomplete. Yeah, 2 flags here on the near side. Let's see if we get it sorted out with Stephen Barron.
Maybe you get referee. I think you might have offensive pass interference with a hold at the same time. I don't know.
It's possible.
They're discussing it.
There are 2 fouls on the defense. Holding defense number 8. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, face mask, defense number 9. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced in the previous spot. First down.
That's Thaddeus Dixon away from the play with a face mask penalty, and so 15-yarder for Washington State will move the ball up to the Cougar 41-yard line in a 10-10 ball game early second quarter. Huskies run Zach Durfee onto the field along with Isaiah Ward. Those will be your edge rushers on this play. Jacob Bandis, Javon Parker put their hands in the turf. Mathers, the tight end, will motion from left to right. Out of the shotgun goes John Mateer. He takes a snap, handoff goes Parker. No, they're going to flip it to Hudson on an end around. Hudson runs far side of the field, 45-50. Right sideline, 45-40. Pushed out of bounds by Cam Fabiculanen at the 37-yard line of Washington, but an explosive play to Chris Hudson for 24 yards.
That's a good job on that side. They run the fake to their left. Get Zach Durfee. That's his first play of the game. He bites down a little bit, can't hold the contain. Just around the corner.
First play of the series for Durf had been in earlier in the contest. 3 wide to the left this time for the Cougs, 1 wide to the right. Wayshawn Parker is the running back next to John Mateer out of the shotgun right. Hash mark 37-yard line, 10-10 ball game. Cougs in Husky territory. Mateer looks to throw, slant pattern busted up by Thaddeus Dixon. Incomplete, the pass intended for Chris Hudson, the slot receiver on that play. Tried a little shallow slant pattern, and a nice job by Thaddeus Dixon.
Well, you got to have to count for number 1. He is just the number 1 target. He wears the number for a reason. But Thaddeus Dixon, again, sticky right there with that impact. His long arms over the top.
Second PBU of the day for the Husky defense. The first for Thaddeus Dixon, who is off to a fantastic start in that column. Already 3 of those here on this young season. Going to motion wide receiver Josh Meredith. And now he'll return to his slot formation. Now they bring Kyle Williams to the inside. side of the formation. Snap to Mateer. Handoff to Wayshawn Parker. Hit in the backfield by Zach Durfee. Wow, he came off that edge like a heat-seeking missile. Zach Durfee with a tackle for a loss. Drags him into the turf for a loss of 2.
There's a reason why you study film, because in that situation where you moved back and forth, you had both Bruner and Durfee were pointing exactly where the play was going to go. They had a key on that formation or on that shift, and sure enough, both of those two sniffed it out.
3rd down, 11 to go for the Cougs. 10-10 your score, 13:07 to go, quarter number 2. John Mateer, empty set. He's out of the shotgun with 2 wide to the left, 2 wide to the right, and a tight end. And Cooper Mathers on the left side of the formation. Cougs in their road white jerseys as they motion Wayshawn Parker into the backfield. Huskies in their home purple. Snap to Mateer. Runs into Durfee. Tries to make his way up the middle. Step up in the pocket and then checks it down. Incomplete. Throws the ball right into the turf. But again, it was one-on-one. Zach Durfee staring down the quarterback. And that was enough to make Mateer say, we'll punt.
Yeah, now that was what you call herding the cattle right there. You bracket it around. Durfee does not let him go up and around on the outside. Funnels it back into the big fellas. There was no space on that 3rd down play for Mateer to get through.
Huskies are not going to send anybody back. They will go in punt safe as the Cougs have the ball at the Washington 38-yard line. Now a timeout called by Washington. Looked like some confusion as to what they wanted to do on special teams there. 12:37 to go in the second quarter. Timeout on the field, and we'll take it as well. The Cougars facing 4th and 11 with a score tied at 10-10. We'll continue after this word from your local station. This is Husky Football.
Largest independent supplier of construction equipment in the Pacific Northwest, but not by chance.
Bob Kendall, president of Star Rentals.
Our infusion of energy, expertise, and can-do attitude is what sets Star Rentals apart. Call it old-fashioned or call it smart, Star Rentals empowers its team to work directly with the customer, exceeding customers' expectations while providing what they need at an honest price.
That's the Star Rentals way, and that's why they're the preferred supplier to the West's best contractors. Log on to starrentals.com to find out more.
Hey Huskies, Wild Alaska is calling. Spot glaciers, whales, or go mushing with sled dogs on the cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours, Holland America. With convenient weekend departures from Seattle, you can unpack once and see the best of Alaska. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on their best onboard package. Don't miss out. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, your official cruise line partner of Husky Athletics. Go Dogs!
Dog fans, now is the time to have your old roof replaced by Valentine Roofing before the rain and wind expose a leak in your roof this fall. Call us today to claim your spot on our priority schedule and have your job started within 4 weeks of signing your agreement. We even have financing available that includes 0 down and 0 interest until 2026. Don't wait. Get 3 bids. Just make sure one of them is Valentine Roofing. Call 206 Roofing to get on our priority schedule today.
th rendition of the Boeing Apple Cup. It's brought to you in part by the McDonald's app. Download the McDonald's app today and earn free food with every purchase. Score a cheeseburger pack for $15.99 every Huskies football game day with the McDonald's app. Huskies called a timeout after trying to figure out what do they want to do there. Punt safe? Do they want to send Denzel Boston back? They will indeed put Boston now at the 10-yard line as the Cougs will punt it away on 4th and 11 from the Washington 38-yard line. The Huskies are aligned, kind of almost expecting you got to be ready for a possible fake here in this territory. The game is tied at 10. Huskies just tied it up on their last offensive possession with a long field goal from Grady Gross. Where does that sound familiar in this game? The Dogs are about to get the ball back. On to punt it away is Janikowski. He's been in for the injured Nick Haberer. And Janikowski puts it in the turf right at the goal line, and it skips through the end zone for a touchback. Haberer is one of the better punters on the West Coast and has not been able to go so far this year, so their kicker is doing double duty. Now we take a look at the Husky offensive line with Foz Solo getting banged up on that last series, and it looks like Max McCree, the transfer from Maryland, is out there along with Landon Hatchett. So McCree will go to left tackle, Landon Hatchett into the ball game at left guard. TT Ali the center. The right side of the line remains the same. Jonah Coleman in at running back. Huskies only 4 rushes and 12 passes so far in the game. Will Rogers goes out of under center, handoff Jonah Coleman, and Coleman wrestled to the ground right away. He was able to muscle his way forward for a gain of 1 at the 21-yard line. Parker McKenna got him around his shoulder pads to bring him down.
Well, right now you can just see it. That was 8 down. Safeties coming down, linebackers shooting through gaps. They're slanting across it. They are committed. The Cougs are committed to making sure that Jonah Coleman does not get anything started.
Huskies, 9 of 12 throwing the football. Out of the 5 runs for the Huskies, one of them is a loss of 5 yards on the fumbled snap. So that was probably intended to be a pass play. There's a snap to Will Rogers. He rolls out to the right, runs into trouble, chucks it deep down the field for Giles Jackson. He beat his man, caught it over the shoulder at the Cougar 40-yard line and goes down. He burned WSU. A huge play to Giles Jackson, 39 yards dialed up from Will Rogers, and the Huskies have it in Cougar territory in a 10-10 game.
Big play, number 2 from 7. He stood there in the pocket. Will had, he was going to take a hit from that spot, rolls out of it, and Giles gets getting deep and getting behind the safeties. You know, when you stick your nose in, you're going to commit to stopping the run. You are susceptible to those big plays over the top. Make it pay.
Giles Jackson already nearly 100 yards. He's got 4 catches for 90 and the lone touchdown for the Huskies so far. Kaleki Latu, the tight end, off to the right, shotgun, and they'll hand it to Jonah Coleman, who has space, a big stiff arm at the 33, embraces contact at the 30, and falls forward to the 29-yard line. There's Jonah Coleman for a tough run of 11, and the Huskies are looking good on this drive in a tie ball game.
So there's perfect. So you now go to a 3-by-1 set, and then the Cougs back out of it. They come out of it, they get 6 in the box inside that tackle. You run a wrap counter, and there's Jonah Coleman. You have that numbers game. You get them out. You create fear when you beat them over the top. They change their defense, and you make them pay on the ground.
Look at the personnel here on this play. They bring Camden Sermon into the ball game, and he aligns in a tight formation off to the left. Decker DeGraff, the true freshman, tight end, off to the right. Under center, Will Rogers. Toss sweep into the boundary. Jonah Coleman. Oh, man, he ran right into Decker DeGraff. That was the first contact there for Coleman, and he goes down at the line of scrimmage. A gain of nothing on the play. 2nd and 10.
Well, Decker DeGraff, he's just a freshman getting there. Get your nose dirty, got a block in space, but they run bunch to the left, trying to overload the leverage of the defense. But it's, you know, you get one big run, but suddenly Washington State goes right back to committing and not letting Jonah Coleman get loose out on the outside.
Cyrus Webster on the tackle for WSU, an edge player that's transferred from Utah Tech. Had 7 sacks last year and 4 forced fumbles at the FCS level. Huskies had the play clock running down to 6 seconds, and they had to call a timeout with 9:41 to go in the second quarter. 10-10 the score. We're going to keep it here for this timeout. But Cam, there's a big opportunity for the Huskies. If you can punch it into the end zone here, you kind of take a lot of the momentum. A field goal gives Washington State the chance to kind of get the ball back and feel like, all right, we can take the lead on this possession. A touchdown here would be the first time the Huskies have kind of created a little bit of distance.
Well, it's always about flipping field position, and big plays can do that. You flipped it when you had a big touchdown, but then you've had big plays when you needed to. But to get on the plus 50 and change it, that puts pressure back on what Washington State wants to do. Again, I've told this whole broadcast so far, they're going to commit to stopping the run. And if you're going to do that, you have to hit those deep throws, some crossing routes. We've seen a few things in alternate, but now with 2nd down.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. Grady Gross went all the way out there to the 40-yard line and just did practice visualization field goals. He went through the motions on 2nd and 10 during a timeout.
Yeah.
Guy that takes every opportunity he can to make sure he's ready when the moment arrives. Huskies have it at the Coug 29-yard line. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. 10-10 your score here at Lumen Field, the home of the Seattle Seahawks. Giles Jackson having a big game, 4 catches for 90 yards. He's in the slot to the right, into the boundary with Denzel Boston wide that way. Jeremiah Hunter at the top of the formation. They motion Boston to the inside. Shotgun snap to Rogers. Back pedals to the 40, throws over the middle. It's caught by Boston, who gets leveled by a couple of Cougs at the 25-yard line, a gain of 4 on the completion. 3 catches, 21 for Boston. Now an injured player down on the play. Is that Al Ukta, slow to get up. No, Al Ukta is on his feet. It was right around the area where Boston went down.
Looked like it was friendly fire on the impact. Denzel did an excellent job on the shallow cross run and the sit. They ran a mesh concept, but he sat down right in that zone. Easy throw completion.
Timeout on the field, and we will tell you about the injured Coug when we continue in a moment. 3rd and 5 coming up, 24-yard line. Huskies and Cougs tied at 10 apiece. Now this word from Coors Light.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, dog fans, be sure to stock up on your favorite tailgating items at Tailgate Central QFC locations across Puget Sound. Whether you're firing up the grill outside Husky Stadium or enjoying the away games at home, QFC will have your favorite tailgating items ready. Stop by today and see what the Husky tailgate vendors have for you to enjoy. Brought to you by Hempler's. Hempler's thick-cut bacon, premium franks, and delicious smoked sausages are perfect for your Husky tailgate. And by Tim's Cascade Snacks. Make it loud, make it bold, make it local, make it Tim's.
Hey, Cup Showdown between Washington and WSU is presented by Boeing. As UW and WSU face off, Boeing is proud to bring Washington together for the Boeing Apple Cup.
10-10 the score. Huskies facing 3rd and 5 deep in Cougar territory at the 24-yard line with the ball between the hash marks in the middle of the field. Hey, Husky fans, remember to listen to the Husky Honk Tailgate Show starting 4 hours before every game on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM in Seattle. Huskies have had to tinker with their offensive line a bit. So Ncaaf, the left tackle, left the game with a left ankle injury, it appeared. Maximus McCree, great story on him, who played a couple of games at Maryland, then transferred home to help take care of his mom as she fought breast cancer, and did so successfully. He worked a couple of jobs in warehouses to help the family make ends meet, and now getting to chase his football dreams again. He's out there at left tackle for the Huskies, next to Landon Hatchett at left guard. 3rd down and 5 yards to go. His mom, by the way, doing very well. 3rd and 5. Rogers out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looking to throw. He's going to zip it to the end zone. Overshot the tight end, Kaleki Latu, on the seam. Left of the goalpost, incomplete. And it'll be 4th down. Latu was well covered by Kyle Thornton, the linebacker.
Yeah, it was good coverage with Kyle, but I think Will would like that football back, because if he throws it back on his back shoulder, 6'7", it's just, you don't have to loft it up over the top. It was the right read because it was one-on-one. You like the matchup, just overshot him.
It's a win for the Cougar defense here to force the Huskies into a 41-yard field goal attempt. Grady Gross. Cameron Warchuk on to snap it. Jack McAllister to hold. Backs up an inch or two, and this might be 42 yards. Right down the middle. Here's the snap, the kick. And it's true. Same kick he made to win the Apple Cup a year ago. Grady Gross kicking from left to right on the field. Hits a 42-yarder. And the Huskies take the lead 13-10 on Washington State with 9:10 to go in the second quarter. Check your scoring drive summary brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers, doing the right thing since 1952. 7 plays, 56 yards, 3.5 minutes off the clock. And the Huskies had a couple of nice plays to get down the field. You think of a 39-yarder down the middle to Giles Jackson to get you in pretty good field position into Cougar territory. That was the key play on that drive. Cougs had scored over 20 second quarter points in each of their previous 2 games, and so far yet to get on the scoreboard here in the second quarter. Still 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second frame. But this was kind of pull away time for the Cougs in their games against Portland State and Texas Tech. And now the Dogs, with a 13-10 lead, will be kicking it back to the Cougars. Gross. high kick. Smithson comes up and takes it the 4, brings it right numbers across the 20-25. Return to the 30-yard line. The flag flies from way far away from the play. The near side judge found a hold. The Cougs have had some pretty good returns, though, so far in this game.
Personal foul, face mask, number 24 of the kicking team. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, first down.
It's Mikel Esteen. So the Huskies have had some more of those penalty issues. Now 4 flags here in the first half for 50 yards. Remember, they had 100 yards worth of penalty yardage in the game last week against Eastern Michigan.
These are those little details, those cleanup things that give field position flips or extra yardage, those hidden yardages that benefit your opponent. So the Cougs take over at their own 48-yard line after the nice return plus the penalty. Snap to Mateer in the pocket at the 40-yard line. Does a nice job sidestepping Kamori House. Now backpedals, throws near side. Through the hands of an assistant coach on the sideline, incomplete. It's going to bring up second down. Good pressure from Kamori House, but you can see what an athlete John Mateer is just to keep that play alive. Well, there's been about 5 or 6 plays where you don't draw it up. It's just scramble drill, and that's not sustainable offense, but right now it's extending the plays. It fatigues it. But Carson Bruner does an excellent job of filling around the gap.
And Bruner did get a clean hit on him as well after the throw. Creates second down, 10 to go. Cougs with the ball their own 48-yard line. 1-by-2 formation as Mateer will now motion Hudson from right to left. Snap, Mateer looks to his right, now rolls to his left. Past Javon Parker. Mateer looking downfield, looking, fires. Ball tipped by, I think, Cam Fabicula. No, Thaddeus Dixon got his hand on the football. His second pass breakup of the game.
Man, that's a hard throw to ask your quarterback to do, moving as a right-hander, moving to his left, having to flip his hips, and he's trying to, that's the second time he's done a little bit of second base sidearm, but it's just covers. It's Thaddeus that just doesn't move away from that line gap, gets his hand up.
Dixon with his second PBU on the game and 4th on the season. Bringing up third down. 3rd and 10. Husky fans start to get loud here at Lumen Field. 13-10 lead for the Dogs. Snap to Mateer and an empty set. Mateer back to pass. Tries to check down. It's caught by Parker out of the backfield, and he's got a first down across the 40. Down to the Husky 36-yard line, where he was teamed up by Broussard and Mikel Esteen, but not before he gained a 16.
Well, you just sneak right out from the back and run across, and Carson Bruner trying to run him down from behind. It's almost like a check down in time. You wait until delay it. Good call.
Sean Parker has been held in check so far running the football. 5 carries, 2 yards, but his first reception goes for 16. Now they'll try running him again straight up the middle. Jacob Bandes hugs him to the ground after a gain of 1.5. Second down, long to go for the Cougs at mark at the 35-yard line of Washington. Dogs up 13-10 on Washington State. Both teams undefeated, trying to stay undefeated. Playing for that trophy. It's been around for a long time. The Boeing Apple Cup on the line. The Huskies have had that in their team meeting room since November 2022. Snap to Mateer. Back to pass. Pressure coming. He eludes Zach Durfee. Now swarmed under. Grabbed by a couple dogs. He goes down. A late flag flies as all sorts of purple jerseys were after John Mateer that time. Sebastian Valdez was one of the first ones, along with Jacob Bandes, but what's the flag for?
I think we're going to get a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty enforced in the previous call.
There's a lot of face mask penalties starting to pile up for Washington in this game.
I mean, you have him on the ground right there. You're just in there, and it's just the extra reach. You can see it. It's an easy call.
They call that on Jacob Bandes?
No, I don't think it was on Bandes. No.
Bandes is one of the ones that got him to the ground there. Well, 5 penalties against Washington for 65 yards. That is entirely too many. And the Cougs suddenly have it down in the red zone, the 20-yard line. Schlenbaker on the right hip as Matier holds on to the football. Quarterback designed run, and he kind of weaves his way up to the 19, down to the 19-yard line, a gain of 1 on the play. Husky defensive line got him to the ground, be second down, and 9 to go. Dogs up 13-10. Zach Durfee and Isaiah Ward trot off the field. Javon Parker, Sebastian Valdez, Boyd Tanufi have their hand in the turf. Kamori House on one edge. There's a snap. Matier throws over the middle. It's caught by Hudson. Hudson losing his footing, stumbles down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Carson Bruner just came flying up the middle. He hit John Matier, but Matier found number 1 over the middle for a gain of 10.
Oh, you had Jordan Shaw was in that coverage. He comes through. It's just, he just quick gets caught from the line as they kick back out, almost like a mini tunnel screen as they hit it so quickly.
First and goal for the Cougs here with the Huskies up by 3, 13-10 to score. Under 6 minutes to go in the second frame. Zach Durfee walking his way onto the field. Kamori House will come out. Now timeout called by the officials. Well, very impressive drive so far by Washington State. 6 plays, 43 yards. But again, it's the 15-yard penalties. The one that came on the kickoff to set them up at their own 48-yard line, and then the other one to extend the drive.
Well, you're going to have to address it, something with the coach. Coach Fish is going to have to say, hey, guys, we love the energy and stuff, but these are shoot you in your foot opportunities where you change field position or you extend drives, and today it's been those quite, I mean, it's just too much.
Well, we're going to have a video review here, and not sure exactly what we're reviewing, but I can tell you, without a doubt, that this Close Shave Instant Replay is brought to you by Barbasol. Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. Took it down to the pin seeker sidelines with Elise.
I'm not wondering if they're not checking to see if Chris Hudson, when he was stumbling, didn't have a knee or something on the ground to prevent the first down pickup. Other than that, I saw nothing on the field that would have been reviewable, other than the fact that he was scooting along the ground for quite some time after losing his balance.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where he lost his balance very early after the catch, but then just kind of somehow kept, as Chris Berman would say, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling for 10 more yards to set up first and goal at the 10-yard line. Kind of an ominous drive here for Washington State, the way they've been able to work their way right down the field. They've had just 1 touchdown in this game. The Huskies have been good in the red zone defensively. Just 1 touchdown for the Cougs came on a 23-yard scramble by their elusive quarterback, Matier. But man, this has been a penalty fest for the Huskies that has allowed the Cougs into this situation. Now we're waiting on an official word from referee Stephen Barron, who looks like he has review.
After review, it was determined that the runner was down at the 10-yard line. The line to gain was the 9. It will be 3rd down and 1, Washington State.
All right, relevant, because now you maybe get a TFL in this situation, force the Cougs into a situation where they might settle for a field goal and a tie. 13-10 lead for Washington. 3rd and 1 coming up. The 10-yard line of the Huskies. John Matier goes out of the gun. Looks like Trey Lechner is in the game as a tight end, but he's deployed wide to the right. Schlenbaker is in the ball game on the right hip of Matier. He takes the snap, quarterback runs straight up the middle, grabbed by Durfee, yanked to the ground. Javon Parker piles on, but it's a first down across the 9, closer to the 8-yard line for the Cougs. And first and goal either way here for Washington State. 7-play, 42-yard drive for the Cougs. These two teams nearly identical total yardage so far. Huskies have 3 more yards and 3 more points for now. 13-10 the score. Huskies have forced only one turnover all season long thus far. This would be a great time for the second. Here out of the shotgun, takes a snap. Stays calm in the pocket, throws a slant pattern, incomplete. Try to get it to Kyle Williams. And that goes to no man's land, just between a lot of bodies wearing both crimson and gray and purple and gold.
A lot of teams love to run slants, especially inside the 10. It's quick because you expect a lot of man press coverage. And that time was no different. But you can see Mateer. He drops down. He loves that little quick sidearm ball, snapping it out.
Zach Durfee brought pressure that time. Second down coming up. Off one end, it looks like Alfonso Tuputala creeping up to the line of scrimmage. The other is Zach Durfee. Mateer out of the shotgun, takes a snap on second and goal. Dances in the pocket, rolls left, runs into Durfee, now rolls right. Mateer back at the 20-yard line, not being pressured, has all day to throw. Fires a fastball up the far sideline, incomplete. Broken up by Ephesians Prysock as they tried to squeeze it in right at the pylon to Cooper Mathers. It'll third down and goal to go as we chip it down to the Pinseeker sidelines in Elise.
My goodness, you guys, give the secondary some credit. They had to sit there in coverage what felt like 5, 6, 7 seconds, all kinds of time from Mateer.
Many Mississippis counted on that play. Third down, goal to go at the 8. Washington 13, Washington State 10. And the Huskies hold them out of the end zone here with 4:43 to go in the second quarter.
That's QB draw written all over it here.
Empty set. Now they motion Kyle Williams. Snap to Mateer. Pressure coming over the middle. Throws nearly intercepted by Mikel Estee.
No.
Tried to dig it out of the turf. Incomplete. The quarterback got hit late. A flag flew late. It could be against the Huskies.
Or it's an offensive pass interference where they were setting a screen and a rub. This would be just, I mean, it's open a prayer, not another flag.
Cam Faviculanen is pointing in the Husky direction as if he feels...
There is no foul for an eligible receiver downfield. Fourth down.
Okay.
Wonderful. Great defensive stand here. Kel almost had that football, too. They like that
blitz from Belichick right up the middle.
Beautiful timing. And it was an inside screen. The design was to have a free run, and that's true. That's how you wanted the design, because Chris Hudson, again, was getting that middle tunnel screen, but it was just enough pressure.
Dean Janikowski is 2 for 3 on the season. Washington State's field goal kicker will try a chip shot, 26 yards, close to the right hash mark. Good snap, good hold, kick on the way. The kick is up, and the end over kick is no good. The Huskies get off the field. No points allowed on the long drive by Washington State. A missed field goal for the Cougs. We'll keep the Dogs in charge with a 13-10 lead and 4:36 to go in the second quarter. Timeout on the field, and the Dogs will get the football back when we continue in a moment after this word from the Angel of the Winds Casino.
Angel of the Winds Casino Resort is your base camp for adventure. Experience the best in live entertainment with concerts, comedy shows, and sporting events. Next, take a break at one of our 6 dining venues, including an award-winning steakhouse. Amenities also include free valet, bowling, sports simulators, and your favorite games. Whatever your calling is, know Angel of the Winds Casino Resort is the official escape for the Dogs, and we're closer than you think. Learn more and plan your next adventure at angelofthewinds.com.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And there's no better way to travel than in a roomy new Toyota. Like the family-size Highlander. Now through September 30th, you can lease a Highlander XLE all-wheel drive for $529 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. A dealer doc fee of up to $200 may be added. Call 1-888-48-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Red Hook, the proud craft beer partner of Husky Athletics, is excited to announce Montlake Game Day Gold Lager. Easy drinking at 5% ABV and full of flavor, this beer is crafted for game days and brewed to support the Dogs. A portion of every sale goes directly to the Montlake Futures Collective, which supports student athletes at the University of Washington. Drink beer and support the Dogs with Red Hook. Available at Husky Stadium and retailers around Washington. For more information, visit redhook.com and montlakefutures.com. Please enjoy responsibly.
Well, This is a stat that does not bode well for Washington. The Huskies' average starting field position has been their own 20-yard line. For Washington State, it's been their own 40-yard line. You do not win many college football games when you are minus 20 in the field position battle. But the Huskies lead 13-10. They just got off the field, forcing a missed field goal by Washington State. And now the Dogs, from their own 20, have a chance to go down the field with 4:36 left in the second quarter and take a 2-possession lead. It feels like a critical possession coming up right here, with the Huskies getting the ball to start the third quarter as well.
It's massive momentum that you can carry, and you just mentioned it. You get a chance to put some points on the board in this drive, use up the entire clock. You get an extra timeout with a 2-minute timeout, but then you get the football coming out of half. You're right, Tony. This is a massive drive for this team.
When life gets real, start at Kohl's, where we've lowered prices on thousands of items your family needs for whatever life brings. Kohl's, where families come first. 1st and 10 for the Washington Huskies. Quick break out of the huddle. Quickly under center. Will Rogers takes a snap. Bootleg. Rolling out to the right. Looking. And he's going to tuck it and go. Up the right hash mark. 30. 35. Slides down to the 40-yard line. Gave himself up 37. But the longest run of the season for Will Rogers goes for 17.
Huskies make some adjustments. They got Landon Hatchett now at center and put guard Mimilar back at left guard.
2-by-1 formation. Shotgun snap to Rogers. Handoff Jonah Coleman. Space in the middle. Powers his way across the 40. 40 and a half. A gain of 3 on the run for Jonah Coleman. He's been held in check so far. 5 carries, 15 yards. The Coug defense has been hell-bent on taking him out of the game plan for the Huskies, who have thrown the ball much more than they've been able to run it.
Little quarterback substitution here, Tony.
Number 2 sneaks into the game. Damon Williams has already played 1 snap today. He will try a second here, going out of the shotgun. Kind of a bunch formation. Trip set to the left. Handoff Jonah Coleman. And Coleman again powers his way across the line of the 44-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. But when you've got the running threat of Williams out there, it gives a little bit of a breathing opportunity for Jonah Coleman. And Williams will stay on the field for this 3rd and 3.
I think this is an RPO built in for something like that. The way Damon is going to hold, he's going to read that backside end. They're going to try to get a full commitment. Look for a Jonah Coleman some way, somehow. They'll read those backside, but you can expect Damon Williams wants to make a play with his feet here.
Boston wide to the left. Jeremiah Hunter in the slot. Williams out of the shotgun. Now they'll motion Coleman to the top of the formation, creating a trip set. Snap. They'll throw it out in the flat. It's a tunnel screen for Coleman, who's swarmed under by the Cougar defense. They read it very quickly. Damon Williams fired a pass into the flat, and Coleman goes down nearly right away. Gain of 0, 4th and 3. The Huskies not bringing on their special teams. Okay, here they come. The Huskies will punt it away. Big win for the Cougs to get off the field here. 2:27, 26-25 on the second quarter clock. Huskies not in a hurry to punt this thing away with Jack McAllister waiting to snap at the 30-yard line. Leighton Smithson, I believe, is on to return the punt. No, that's Tony Freeman back at his own 11. Helmet high snap to McAllister. Strong right-legged kick up high. Wobbler. That Freeman takes for a fair catch at the 8-yard line. Mark it the 9. 47-yard punt. Jack McAllister has been stronger than a year ago. No question about it. He has improved drastically in his yards per punt.
Well, the story of this part of the second quarter, certainly, and the first half, has been the Cougs' ability to shut down Jonah Coleman. 6 carries, 19 yards. But you saw them, those movements. There's a couple runs there, but just to be able to break loose, he gets the ball, but the Cougs on defense have been excellent at gang tackling him.
So now Washington State goes back on offense. They'll run their 2-minute offense with 2:02 on the clock. Timeout coming after the next snap. 2-minute timeout added to the college game. John Mateer goes out of the shotton. No, that's Leo Pulilowski in the backfield as the running back. Snap to Mateer. Pressure from Wayne. Steps up. Fires over the middle. It's caught. First down. Grabbed by Meredith across the 30-yard line and to the Cougar 33. Josh Meredith with the reception. A gain of 24 on the play. That brings us to the timeout. 1:53 to go in quarter number 2. Huskies lead 13-10 over the Cougs. But Washington State with an explosive play on the first play of this drive. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Husky football from Learfield. Well, we said it before the snap. It's 2-minute offense time for the Cougs, and one way to spark your 2-minute offense is with a gain of 24 on the first play.
Well, it's the first play. Washington comes out. They rush 3. Carson Bruner's your spy, waiting for Mateer. Well, as soon as he saw him step up, there was a run lane. He committed, and there was that late shallow crossover. I mean, you've had a lot of success this game in bringing 4 and 5 to make sure Mateer can't extend plays. And that time you go into, it's not a true prevent, but you're dropping 8 to keep all that under coverage, and that just gives him an opportunity to fake run, and if he doesn't like it, he might be able to take off.
You know, coming into the game, not sure I necessarily saw Josh Meredith having the kind of game he had. Only 2 catches for 54 yards coming into this contest in the first 2 weeks of the season. He appeared in all 12 games last year, but not an enormously productive career so far, but having a career game today. 5 catches for 74 yards in the first half for the Cougs, and they've got the ball up to their own 33-yard line with 1:53 on the second quarter clock, and the Huskies leading 13-10. Huskies had to punt after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Again, kind of a slow start out of the gate, but a quick strike touchdown drive after that, and then 2 longer field goal drives before the Huskies went 4 and out last time with the football. But Washington scored on 3 of its 5 possessions today, Cam. They've just had to settle for a couple of field goals, and they've only got a 13-10 lead.
Well, it's very critical now that in this situation you hold the Cougs to a field goal attempt. Points that came, if you can get off this field, but at 1:53 left, plenty of time, and they've shown the ability that inside these 20s, the Cougs can make big chunky plays, but it's because John Mateer extends the play as good as any quarterback we've seen thus far this year.
I mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. 12 pass breakups for the Huskies as a team coming into this game. Second in the Big Ten. They've got 3 more of those today. Thaddeus Dixon has been awesome. He's got 4, but lack of ability to force turnovers as well. Another thing that's kind of made it hard for this Husky defense, but they have bowed up in the red zone time after time. Cougs, 200 yards of offense. Washington, 203. Mateer goes out of the shotgun, their own 33-yard line. Takes a snap, looks to throw. Keeps his feet alive in the pocket. Now guns it deep down the right side. Wide open, Tony Freeman catches. Brings it back middle of the field. Stays on his feet and gets tripped up by Mikel Esteen on the far side of the 30-yard line. An explosive play for the Cougs of 38. And in 2 plays, they've gone from their own 8-yard line all the way to the Husky 29.
You just can't give him that much time. There's only 3 guys putting pressure. Zach Durfee's spying and waiting. That's 7-6. That's a long time to ask your secondary to find holes as they release 5 out into coverage. And so it's just too much time.
2-by-2 formation. Kulopasi is in the backfield. He shifts to the left hip of Mateer. He'll take the handoff, goes straight ahead, grabbed by Durfee. And Durfee turns him around and pulls him back after a gain of 4 on the play. Down to the 25-yard line for WSU. 108, 107, 106 left before halftime. Huskies leading 13-10 on the Cougars here. Mateer out of the gun again. 2nd and 6 to go. He takes a shotgun snap, drops back to pass. He's going to throw to the end zone. Kyle Williams. Incomplete. There's the flag. Thaddeus Dixon had a fistful of jersey off that right shoulder pad for Kyle Williams, and it's a free 15 yards for the Cougs into the red zone.
Holding, defense number 9, 10-yard penalty, first down.
They'll let you get away with some stuff, but you can't do the Earl Campbell sort of tug on the jersey. That's going to get a flag every time. So down to the 15-yard line. Washington State has the football. Boy, have they moved the length of the field in a hurry here. 13-10. Huskies up by 3, 54 seconds before the intermission. Dave Softy Muller standing by for the halftime show. Snap to Mateer, rolling out to the left, throws, ball batted, incomplete, knocked down by Carson Bruner, who wags his right index finger and says, try it again, 2nd and 10 on the way.
Good pressure from the backside, rolling to his left. There was a window where he could have taken off and run, but doesn't, and it was open in the flat. Good job by Carson Bruner to get his hand on that.
Pretty clutch. Chris Hudson would have had an open catch up that side of the field. 2nd down, 10 yards to go for Washington State, 50 seconds on the clock. The Cougars have had 7 passing plays of 15-plus yards so far in this game. Snap to Mateer. Huskies sending the kitchen sink. They get Tuputala on him, and down goes Mateer back at the 29-yard line. Huskies brought 6, maybe even 7 that time, trusted their secondary and man coverage, and Alfonso Tuputala turfs John Mateer and pushes the Cougs back with 29 seconds left in the half.
It's an exotic, and that's exactly a terminology. Like Coach Belichick loves to stand up the guys up front, so you can't designate who's a hand down or who's a backer. Zoe starts to his left, wraps all the way around, comes over the center. There is nobody there. Mateer didn't see him coming. It's just that timely blitz that you needed.
They put one more second on the clock here, 30 seconds on the second quarter clock, but an enormous play for the Husky defense, which has given up its yards today, but has also come up with timely plays down in the red area. 4 pass breakups, 3 tackles for loss. That the first sack of the game. Alfonso Tuputala ripping through. He's now got 1.5 on the season and 6 on his career.
Like to see this, Tony. At 3rd and 20, do not give time for Mateer to be able to be comfortable on this play. You have to bring pressure. He's shown that he feels uncomfortable. He'll move out, but if you, again, rush 3 and drop 8 into this, it's going to give him extension time.
Softy coming up with a halftime show to tell you what else is going on in the Big Ten and the top 25. Get your first half recap, and he and Cam will talk the keys to the second half coming up as well. This play, a big key heading into halftime. Washington 13, Cougs 10, 3rd and 20 at the Washington 25. Mateer scrambles, runs up the middle, 15, 10, 5, he's in. Touchdown, John Mateer. Diving Huskies, unable to get to number 10, who scrambles for a 20-plus yard touchdown run for the second time today. And the Cougs take the lead with 21 ticks on the clock before the intermission.
Man, what an athlete. You gambled a little bit. You brought forward, you run a twist game, and it was a direct QB draw. He knew it. He saw that guys didn't get off blocks. Just a heck of an athlete and one heck of a run.
John Mateer with his second long touchdown run today. 7 carries, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns. On for the PAT is Janikowski. Drives it through the uprights. The Cougs have a 17-13 lead on Washington with 21 seconds left in the half. Huskies will get the ball to start the third, but not at all the way that the defense wanted to finish off the first half, where, like I said, they responded time and time again. But a 6-play, 91-yard drive that started all the way back at the Cougar 9. They just marched down the field with explosive after explosive to take a 17-13 lead. With 21 seconds, Cam, does the Husky offense take a shot or two here?
I mean, with the momentum that you just grabbed, it feels very comfortable for me to take it in the halftime, regroup, come out and talk about it. You get the football, you get a chance to go on offense, take some energy immediately, regroup. Hey, we knew this was going to be a battle. We knew this young man was electric. Right now, it's the Mateer show, and he is putting it on display.
Got a 23-yarder, now a 25-yarder for a touchdown on the ground. And when was the last time you saw a Washington State quarterback do that?
I think of a guy that plays in Miami that could do it too.
There's a kick over end. And skips through for a touchback. Yeah, I mean, Cam Ward was dangerous in that way, but the way that Mateer, you know, I feel like Cam Ward was more elusive and would extend plays. Mateer, so comfortable running the football and unafraid to take hits, and just absolutely a huge part of his game.
No question.
So 21 seconds on the clock. Dogs down by 4. And in at quarterback is Damon Williams. So we'll see what the Huskies draw up here. They've got 2 into the boundary. They're going to hand it off. No, Williams keeps it around the right side. 30, 35. And he scrambles out of bounds to the 38-yard line. All right, well, get your quarterback 13 yards. And quickly to the line of scrimmage with 14 ticks on the clock. Decker DeGraff comes out of the ball game. In comes Giles Jackson. And the Huskies will go from 12 personnel now to 11 personnel. And they'll keep the true freshman in at quarterback. 39-yard line. Williams out of the shotgun after a gain of 14 on that run. 14 ticks on the clock. Huskies down by 4. Here in the second quarter, snap to Williams, drops back to pass. Williams looking downfield. He's going to lob it to Jonah Coleman way over his head, incomplete. 9 seconds left before halftime.
Man, that was a dangerous floater. A little bit. Guys were coming up from the flat, wanted to drop it over the top.
That one is, that looked like a little bit of a freshman miss there. Second down, 10 to go, 9 seconds left in the half. They're going to keep Damon Williams in the ballgame here. All right, let's see what the Huskies can do. Again, kind of a tight formation. On the right hash mark, 39-yard line. Snap, handoff, Jonah Coleman. No, Williams keeps it around the left end. Tries a stiff arm, gets out of bounds, 43-yard line. And now with 2 ticks remaining on the clock, Williams does kind of have a cannon of an arm. Do you try to have the true freshman gun it into the end zone here?
Yeah, it's gutsy. Well, he's a youngster. Damon can run, and he is fast, but you're seeing the difference between, you do that in high school. You come here as a freshman, you could see that who's got speed on the edge. He's not outrunning anybody. It's a long, long run. I don't know if you risk throwing a ball deep and having a free throw.
The Cougs send 3 deep safeties back. Washington from its own 42. They'll throw it into the flat for Giles Jackson. Try to set up a wall of blockers. Jackson makes a man miss. Puts his foot to the turf at the 50-yard line. Tripped up from behind in Cougar territory at the 48. And that will be the end of the first half. Washington State 17. Washington 13. Dogs down by 3 as we head, or 4 rather, as we head down to the Pinseeker sidelines.
Coach, third quarterback Mateer's had some success on the ground and in the air. What's the real adjustment you guys need to make?
I don't know. We got to figure out a way to tackle him, get him down, not get face mask penalties called when we sack him, and figure out a way to contain the guy. The guy's making unbelievable plays outside the pocket and in it.
And then offensively, they were loading the box a lot. What do you need to do to be able to hit more on offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've hit some big plays down the field. We got caught on a 3rd and 2. We got to make a few more explosive down the field and score a touchdown.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second.
That was the Pinseeker Indoor Golf halftime interview with head coach Jed Fish, brought to you by PinseekerIndoorGolf.com, Washington's premier indoor golf center. You've never seen golf like this. Washington State 17, Washington 13, halftime of the Boeing Apple Cup. And we'll have Dave Softy Muller with a halftime show coming up after this word from Pinseeker Indoor Golf.
Hey golfers, looking for the ultimate indoor golf experience? Dive into Pinseeker Indoor Golf, where state-of-the-art golf zone simulators bring the world's best courses right to you. Perfect your swing with the elite PXG golf clubs and feel the thrill of the game. And it doesn't end there. Join us for fantastic food, refreshing drinks, and unforgettable fun. Pinseeker Indoor Golf is the spot. Swing by today.
Cougars.
The Huskies are bringing the Apple Cup back to Seattle, baby.
This is the Washington Sports Network from Learfield.
UW Medicine is the only health system in Washington where a top-rated medical school and a research powerhouse are directly connected to improve your health. That means the doctors caring for you are the same people advancing medical research and teaching the next generation of outstanding physicians. From wellness checks to complex surgeries, we're committed to providing you with the best care every day. UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare.
Hi, Coach Mike Holmgren here for R&R Foundation Specialist. R&R Foundation Specialist has a game plan for all your foundation, basement, waterproofing, and crawl space needs. And I know the importance of having a solid team, a solid game plan, and a solid foundation. R&R Foundation Specialist is family-owned, community-oriented, and here to help repair the foundation of your most valuable asset, your home. Honest assessments, quality work, and fair upfront pricing with no hidden costs. Visit rrfoundationspecialist.com.
Looking for a better healthcare experience? Welcome to Zoom Care, where your care journey is beyond better. Get the urgent, primary, and emergency care you need, when, where, and how you want it. With online scheduling, evening and weekend hours, and neighborhood clinics near you, Zoom Care makes getting exceptional care easy. And our team of providers are with you every step of the way, from check-in to check-up to check-out. Zoom Care, beyond better healthcare.
Welcome to the Husky Halftime Report on the Washington Sports Network from Learfield. A first half recap, stats, scores, and highlights are all straight ahead. Now, back to the stadium.
All right, Dog fans, welcome back inside Lumen Field. Halftime in the Apple Cup. Cougars lead the Huskies 17-13 here at the break. Johnny Mateer, a 25-yard touchdown scramble on 3rd and 20 to give the Cougars the halftime lead. Mateer 12-24, $182 through the air, 7 carries, 44 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. And the Huskies are down for 17-13 at the half. Will Rogers 10-14, $156 and a touchdown to Giles Jackson. Jonah Coleman bottled up pretty well, though, so far by the Cougar defense. 6 carries for 19 yards. Giles Jackson, though, a big half for him. 5 catches for 101. And, of course, that touchdown from 39 yards away in the first quarter from Will Rogers. We'll get Cam Cleveland's thoughts on half number 1 in just a minute. What do you say we, though, check the top 25 scoreboard games in progress all over the country? Number 9, Oregon, the Civil War in Corvallis at the break, leading Oregon State 22-14. Number 15, Oklahoma in Norman, leading Tulane 21-6 at the half. And number 18, Purdue, bouncing back in a big way from their loss to NIU last week. They are hammering Purdue 42-0 at the break. Number 12, Utah on the road at Utah State. The Utes up 3-zip late first quarter. In that game, Miami and Ball State has been delayed due to some bad weather in Miami. And number 4, Alabama, Keelan DeBoer going to Madison and thrashing Wisconsin 42-10. That is a final. Other finals in the top 25. Number 13, Oklahoma State on the road at Tulsa, 45-10 Cowboy win, no problem. Number 16, LSU comes from behind. Some controversy in Columbia as the Tigers hang on to win 36-33. And Michigan, despite the slow start at the Big House, beating Arkansas State 28-18. Gonna break, come back and check more scores around the country. Check the Big Ten as well. Get Cam Cleveland's thoughts on half number 1. This is Husky football from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Washington Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And there's no better way to travel than with the Toyota truck family. Now through September 30th, get $2,000 customer cash on a new 24 Tundra, depending on model. Or lease a Tacoma SR5 double cab for $349 a month for 36 months with $39.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. A dealer doc fee of up to $200 may be added. Call 1-888-48-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
At Banner Bank, we're big Husky fans, so we want you to know you can win big every day at Banner with the award-winning financial services you deserve from people you can trust. Visit any Banner Bank branch or find us at bannerbank.com and see why Banner Bank was named one of America's best regional banks by Newsweek and one of the 100 best banks in America by Forbes for the 8th year in a row. Banner Bank. Game-changing service, no trick plays. Banner Bank. Member FDIC.
A chip is just a chip without hell of a good dip. If you're looking for a never-miss flavor that you'll never stop craving for game day, French onion is your guy. Real deal ingredients, ridiculously smooth and creamy texture, and off-the-charts crave-worthy flavor that makes any dip, dunk, or bite come alive. It's hell of a creamy, hell of a delicious, hell of a good dip. Official sponsor of the Hell of a Good Tailgate Tour.
Time for a scoreboard update from around the Big Ten and Top 25. Presented by Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, the official casino resort partner of Husky Athletics, and the official escape for the Dogs.
All right, Dog fans, again back here inside Lumen Field, halftime, and the Cougars lead the Huskies 17-13 at the break here in the Apple Cup. The Huskies had 3 face mask calls in the second quarter. However, none of them directly led to points, but a Thaddeus Dixon holding call gave the Cougars the ball first and 10 from the Husky 15, and 2 plays later, Johnny Mateer takes off on 3rd and 20 for a 25-yard touchdown. The Huskies were about to get off the field and force a field goal, but Johnny Football scrambling for 25 yards, and the Cougars lead 17-13 at the break here at Lumen Field. Let's check the Big Ten again. Repeat of the Civil War. Number 9 Oregon State now at the half. Oregon at the half, leading Oregon State in Corvallis 22-14. Michigan State all over Prairie View at the half, and East Lansing 27-0. Minnesota blanking Nevada as we speak, 20-0 halftime in Minneapolis, and Iowa at home leading Troy 10-7. Elsewhere in the Big Ten, Illinois with a 30-9 win over Central Michigan. Michigan takes out Arkansas State 28-18, and number 4 Alabama goes on the road with 5 touchdowns from Jalen Milroe, and they dispatch of Wisconsin in Madison 42-10. Coming up tonight, number 23 Nebraska at home in Lincoln facing Northern Iowa. Indiana at UCLA at the Rose Bowl. Eastern Illinois travels to Northwestern to take on the Cats at 4:30, and Maryland, Virginia at 5 o'clock tonight. You get out of Lumen Field, turn off this broadcast, go home, watch that game on the ACC network. All right, here we go. Halftime, Huskies are down by 4. 257 total yards for the Cougs, 231 for UW. What does UW have to do in the second half to slow down Johnny Football and clean up these mistakes? Cam Cleland scratching his chrome dome, trying to come up with some answers. We'll get them next right here. This is Husky Football from Learfield.
Hey, Dog fans, be sure to stock up on your favorite tailgating items at Tailgate Central QFC locations across Puget Sound. Whether you're firing up the grill outside Husky Stadium or enjoying the away games at home, QFC will have your favorite tailgating items ready. Stop by today and see what the Husky tailgate vendors have for you to enjoy. Brought to you by Coors Light, Choose Chill, Celebrate Responsibly, and by Olay. Win the game against hunger with La Bender tortillas, your perfect lineup.
Washington.
The kick is up. The end over and kick is right down the middle.
Washington State.
The clock expires and Washington has done it.
This is UW football from Learfield.
A legend has risen from the depths. The Kraken Gold Spiced Rum. The Kraken's deep and watery keep is said to be filled with the one and only thing it loves more than darkness: gold. The Kraken Gold Spiced Rum is rich beyond words, and the only bit of light the beast loves. A dark tale continues with Kraken Gold Spiced Rum. Step into the dark if you dare. Kraken Rum Company, Jersey City, New Jersey. Like the deep to sea, the Kraken should be treated with great respect and responsibility. Must be 21 or older.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
UW Medicine is the only health system in Washington where a top-rated medical school and a research powerhouse are directly connected to improve your health. That means the doctors caring for you are the same people advancing medical research and teaching the next generation of outstanding physicians. From wellness checks to complex surgeries, we're committed to providing you with the best care every day. UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare.
Dog fans, welcome back to halftime at Lumen Field. 17-13 Cougars at the break. Softy Cam Cleveland with you. And Cam, very frustrating there. UW, after a sack by Alfonso Tupatala, was forcing and facing a 3rd and 20 from their own 25-yard line. A chance to at least get them 3, get off the field here with a chance to maybe have a halftime tie. Instead, Johnny Mateer, 25-yard scramble for the touchdown. What happened on 3rd and 20 that led to that breakdown for the Husky defense?
Well, you had a 4-man rush, but what you did is you wrapped and you brought Alonzo from his left. He pinned to the inside. So when you run that wrap, your 3 technique, he's also has to make sure he can't get caught by the guards. So it left an opening room for that. And then when you rush 4, well, you drop 7. Yeah. This is a math game. So the guys turn around. They're playing zone over the top. They're making sure they keep everything in front of you. And this young man, look, he is as advertised. Mateer makes plays with his feet, big plays, and he's 12 for 24. He's thrown 50% completions, but it's when he does complete the football, Dave. Yeah. They are big play situations, and he's been able to extend them.
Well, look, the pass rush overall has not been great, but the secondary is not having a great day so far. There are players running wide open inside this Cougar offense, and you're right, Johnny Mateer, 220-plus yards of total offense in half number 1, 7 carries for 44, 12 and 24 for $182. So if you're Steve Belichick, adjustments, right? What do you want to see done in the second half defensively to figure this guy out?
Well, what I've liked it when it's been successful is they've kept 5. Sometimes they brought 6. But what they need to do is keep him in front. They can't let those extension plays happen. And when they do rush 4 or they even rush 3, you can't cover. There's not a defense in the world that can cover for 7 seconds. Yep. Eventually, he's going to find something. Plus, he's explosive with his feet.
Well, let's face it. We had 2 penalties, one on Elijah Jackson, one on Thaddeus Dixon, that probably saved touchdowns. To be honest with, the second one led to a touchdown anyway by Johnny Mateer. And then 3 face mask calls in the second quarter. One on the kickoff return that gave the Cougars great field position at their own 48. And then another on a sack by Jacob Bandis. Isaiah Ward got Johnny Football's face mask, and that set them up. They were a 3rd and long from the 40-yard line. Instead, it's 1st and 10 from the 19. And you can argue, well, they missed the field goal on that drive, but that's possession time. That's clock time, Cam, that UW never got back. So these penalties, these face masks, these personal fouls, what's the message at halftime from Jed Fish to clean that up?
Well, every one of those guys have to start telling themselves, look, okay, we have to be more disciplined. 6 penalties for 75 yards. Those are hidden yardages that just sway momentum, flip fields. And it's been about from the start. Washington needed to be in better field position starts. They've had those moments. They haven't given up the big play in the red zone because they scored, like you talked about, outside the red zone. Yeah. So when they can, this has to be a drive where you control the clock and chew up some clock, not only coming out of the gate, but you got to set some tone and get Jonah Coleman moving.
Yeah. Well, Wazoo is 0 for 2 from the red zone. You thought that'd be a good thing, but it's not because, again, they're not even scoring inside the 20. All their scoring plays are coming from outside the red zone, inside the black zone. The other story that we're kind of following here, Will Rogers on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line with about 4:20 to go in the first half had a 17-yard scramble, and we didn't see the guy. Sits out the rest of that drive. Damon Williams comes in. It looked like Will was going to come in to end the half for UW. but they brought DeMond Williams off the bench. What's going on with Will Rogers?
Well, I think, Coach, he's countering, and Fisher's counter with that option that what DeMond Williams brings is feet plays, read zone. They extend. Look, he's looking at what Mateer's doing. He said, whoa, I got a guy that can extend the play. At least it puts a threat. When you have a threat at the running back position and then a threat at the quarterback position, it's hard to defend two runners, and maybe that's what he thought in those situations. But as we move into we'll see what if Will comes out, and I would bet Will leads this team on this first drive.
Yeah, all right. Well, listen, you've been a part of these Apple Cups, right? There's emotion. Wazoo's playing on a lot of emotion, a lot of adrenaline right now. Tell me about what the message would be to these guys right now for half number 2.
Well, it's either that you're going to be able to go home and sleep at night knowing that you didn't get everything you got, if you're going to let this Cougar team come in and push you around in the second half. That has to be the mindset right now.
Huskies will get the ball first to start half number 2, down 4, 17-13. Tony, Cam, Elise have half number 2 coming up next live from Lumen Field. Cougars in the breakup, 17-13. This is Husky football from Learfield.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill, because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On Big Ten Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/Big Ten Sports.
The Huskies are hungrier than ever this season, and so are their fans. That's why McDonald's is bringing you the Game Day Bundle, big enough to feed the whole tailgate party. Score a cheeseburger pack for your squad with 2 classic juicy cheeseburgers, a crispy, tender 20-piece McNuggets, and 2 medium orders of our world-famous fries, all for just $15.99 and only in the app. Now that's a win. Must opt into rewards at participating McDonald's. Valid through 2024-25 football season. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All right, away we go. Start of half number 2. Lumen Field as Washington and Washington State have played a pretty entertaining game here through the first 2 quarters. Cougs take a late lead before halftime, 17-13, and now you come out of halftime and things are always different, Cam. First of all, the skies opened. You got some rain coming down.
It wasn't November.
Yep, you got some rain coming down here in the Pacific Northwest. Not officially fall yet, but really starting to feel like it. And then we saw a lot of DeMond Williams toward the end of the second quarter, and we'll see what the Huskies do at the quarterback position here to open the third. Today's game, of course, part of the Boeing Apple Cup, proudly presented by Boeing. As UW and WSU face off, Boeing is honored to support a classic rivalry between these 2 exciting teams at this year's Boeing Apple Cup. Keith Reynolds back at his own 1-yard line for the Huskies. Try to return the kick. It's on the way from, I believe Ryan Harris is on to kick this off. Yeah, Ryan Harris doing kickoff duty. Dean Janikowski doing both place kicking and punting. So bring on a different kickoff man for the Cougs, who approaches the ball from left to right. Keith Reynolds will take it at the 1-yard line and bring it up the right hash. Across the 10, the 15, starts to the left, makes a man miss at the 20, gets across the 25, and down to the 27, up to the 26-yard line, where a 25-yard kick return will set up the Husky offense. So we'll see who comes out. Looks like Will Rogers will start the third quarter here for the Dogs. And at the 26-yard line, Rogers takes over a Husky offense. He's the last one to join the team in the huddle here. And we got Soane Fa-Solo back in the game at left tackle, Cam. That's good to see after he left the game earlier with an injury. Once Once again, kind of a tight formation. Coleman, the lone back in the backfield. 12 personnel split, wide out split, tight ends. Will Rogers shouts instructions, maybe changing the play for down lineman for the Cougs. Snap is fumbled. Will Rogers has a hard time getting his hands on it, and now at the last second falls on it back at the 23-yard line. But that's the second time today Will Rogers has fumbled the snap, and it's going to create second down and 13.
Like you mentioned, the elements come into play.
D'Angelo Titiali still the center in the ball game right now for the Huskies, who really got to get it together, trailing by 4, deep in their own end. 2nd and 13 to go. Trip set off to the left as Rogers does a little pirouette, and then after spinning around, finds Kaleki Latu up the right seam for a gain of 12. Latu up to the 35-yard line, sets up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it's a delay screen to both sides. He pumps Giles one way, then he throws it out to Jonah, then drops Latu right up the middle.
3rd and 1, out of the shotgun, quickly to the line, and now a flag flies.
This is getting him. Got a false start.
Huskies going backward again.
False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Stephen Barron, our referee today, who has 7 times for 80 yards sent the Huskies backward. 3rd down and 6 after they had 3rd and 1 teed up. Will Rogers out of the shotgun, empty set. Now Jonah Coleman motions and joins him in the backfield. 2-by-1 formation. Snap to Rogers. In the pocket, fires over the middle. Shallow cross, caught by Denzel Boston. And he rolls over a Coug and may have the first down. Wow, he was heading to the ground at the 35-yard line, but landed on the Washington State player and rolled forward for that last extra yard. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Snap, Rogers, play fake, throws over the middle. Ooh, sailed it to Denzel Boston and dangerously close to the safety, Tyson Durant on the play. 2nd and 10.
Well, we'll jump to the line of scrimmage to get this ball, and the snap off didn't want to give any extra time. Had Denzel, it was a good route. Ball just slipped out very high.
2nd down and 10 to go. Will Rogers out of the shotgun. 2-by-1 formation. Jonah Coleman on his left hip. Snap to Rogers. Handoff. Jonah Coleman. Big space in the middle. Oh, makes a man. This is the 40. Stiff arm at the 50. Jonah Coleman powers his way across the 40 and driven out of bounds on the far side of the field at the 36-yard line. What a run by Jonah Coleman, making men miss and setting the Huskies up in the Cougar side of the field.
Well, just enough of a lane where Cougs committed to it, brought a ton of pressure on that spot. He's so patient with that jump cut. How about that stiff arm?
It's chipping down to the Pinseeker sidelines with Elise.
Yeah, a little reminiscence of the Beastquake years ago with Marshawn Lynch here at Questfield.
Yeah, they kind of run with a very similar style, Elise. Trip set off to the left for the Husky offense, trailing 17-13 here, opening drive of the second half. Jeremiah Hunter will motion from left to right. He's yet to get a catch today. Handoff Cam Davis, his first carry of the ball game. Bounces off a Coug and falls forward for a gain of 3. Off right tackle to the 32-yard line of Washington State, setting up 2nd down and 7.
Good patience by Cam Davis. Good to see him back, just waiting for it. I know it's not much, it's not huge, but 3rd down or 2nd down, get it 2nd and 7, positive yards on 1st down.
Denzel Boston off to the left. Giles Jackson in a slot that direction. Will Rogers goes under center here. Back in the backfield is Cam Davis. Snap, play fake, rolling out to the left, looking to throw, checks down to the tight end. It's caught. Kaleki Latu with a first down. Powers his way inside the 20. Strong running inside the 15 and carries a pile to the 12-yard line. That was actually Decker DeGraff, the true freshman, who shows some grit there, taking 3, 4, and 5 Cougs into the red zone and down to the 12.
That's an excellent job the way Decker, but it's also too the way Will, he could have flipped it out and gave it to Giles in the flat, but he spun back around, and the patience for Decker to sit in that zone and then get up the field, cover the football. The rain's coming down. That's just a great play by Will Rogers.
Quickly to the Pinseeker sidelines with Elise.
Yeah, and DeGraff really doing an awesome job of covering that ball up everybody trying to punch at it, and he kept it safe.
Rogers under center, 1st and 10. Toss sweep to the left. Adam Muhammad runs into a lot of Cougs and does a great job of shaking off the first one and spinning forward to the 10-yard line. A gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play, setting up 2nd down and long for the Huskies. They're down to the Washington State 10-yard line, opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Cougs on top, 17-13.
Well, you couldn't have scripted up a better drive coming out into the second half. You had to convert on 3rd down. You needed to. Denzel falls, and then suddenly you have a big play by Jonah Coleman. Now you're right there. Still can get a first down on that 1.5-yard line-ish.
9th play of the drive. Huskies quick out of the huddle, whistle, and right before they snap, a flag flies.
Full start offense. Not all 11 players were set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Over eager. They ran out of the huddle. Very quick to get to the line of scrimmage and then snapped it too quickly before all 11 players had a chance to get set. So they've got Adam Muhammad still in the ball game at running back right now for the Dogs. Will Rogers will go out of the shotgun. Rasheed Williams is the wide receiver to the top of the formation. Audric Harris in the game as well. Snap. Rogers throws to the end zone. Too tall for the true freshman, Audric Harris. Went through his fingertips as he left his feet and leapt in the back of the end zone on the left side. It's going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, had him beat over the top. Balls just sailed the last few throws for Will down the field. It's slippery. We get it. But that shot in the end zone was an excellent play call.
Jonah Coleman goes wide beyond the numbers. The top of the formation. Empty set here. Rasheed Williams, Giles Jackson, Denzel Boston, the personnel. Along with Kaleki Latu. Out of the gun. Empty set. Snap. Rogers looking to throw. Fires. Out route. Caught Giles Jackson. Pushed out of bounds by Gushikin. At the 8, maybe the 7-yard line. Another catch for Giles Jackson today. 6 catches. He's over 100 yards. The Huskies are going to bring on Grady Gross and try to make it a 1-point game. 3rd time today they settle for a field goal.
It's been penalties today, Tony. You get down in those situations, you have 8 penalties right now for 85 yards. You're going to bring on Grady for another 10, but just those moments of where you can keep a drive going and shoot yourself a little bit.
Grady Gross, a chip shot from 24, maybe 25 yards here on the left hash mark. Snap, ball plays down, kick on the way. It's true. Grady Gross 3 for 3 today, 4 for 4 on the season. That one from 25 as the Huskies pull within a point. Washington State 17, Washington 16. 9:47 to go in quarter number 3. Timeout on the field, and we will take it as well and return after this from Angel of the Winds.
Angel of the Winds Casino Resort is your base camp for adventure. Experience the best in live entertainment with concerts, comedy shows, and sporting events. Next, take a break at one of our 6 dining venues, including an award-winning steakhouse. Amenities also include free valet, bowling, sports simulators, and your favorite games. Whatever your calling is, know Angel of the Winds Casino Resort is the official escape for the Dogs, and we're closer than you think. Learn more and plan your next adventure at angelofthewinds.com.
Dog fans, Montlake Futures is the official NIL collective at the UW, and we're counting on you. By supporting Montlake Futures, you don't just help the Huskies recruit and retain the best student athletes, you empower them to make a real difference in the community with charities and nonprofits. There are 3 ways you can get involved. Make a financial contribution, become a monthly member, and consider using a Husky to endorse your company's brand. As we head to the Big Ten, your support is crucial to our competitive success. Visit montlakefutures.com for more.
Red Hook, the proud craft beer partner of Husky Athletics, is excited to announce Montlake Game Day Gold Lager. Easy drinking at 5% ABV and full of flavor, this beer is crafted for game days and brewed to support the Dogs. A portion of every sale goes directly to the Montlake Futures Collective, which supports student athletes at the University of Washington. Drink beer and support the Dogs with Red Hook. Available at Husky Stadium and retailers around Washington. For more information, visit redhook.com and montlakefutures.com. Please enjoy responsibly.
Huskies go 11 plays, 67 yards, a 5-minute drive to open up the second half, and the Huskies with a 24-yard field goal from Grady Gross pull within a point. Washington State 17, Washington 16. That was a check of the scoring drive summary presented by Les Schwab Tire Centers. Doing the right thing since 1952. The wave breaks out here between Husky fans on the far side of the field and the Coug fans, predominantly Coug fans here on the near side of the field, although a really good smattering of purple all throughout the stadium today at Lumen Field, home of the Seahawks, as the Huskies and Cougars play a rare neutral site game here in the Boeing Apple Cup. Of course, for years and years, I think for the majority of road games in a 20-year period, maybe from the 50s to the 70s, the Huskies, when they would go east, would play the games in Spokane. But today, this game being played at Lumen Field here in Seattle as the Huskies getting ready to kick it away to Washington State for the Cougs' first offensive series of the second half. End-over-end kick is going to be taken by Smithson right at the goal line. He wants to return it again, brings it between the hash marks, the 15, the 20, and down he goes to the 22-yard line. That's Justin Harrington, the Oklahoma transfer, got tangled up on special teams but was able to make the tackle. So Washington State comes out onto the field after the 22-yard return, and John Mateer had an impressive first half. Still about 50% completion. His completion percentage is not that high, but his yards per completion on the season very high. It's the same today, 12 of 24, 182 yards, and his scrambling, he had 2 touchdown runs in the first half of 20+. He's going to go empty set on the first possession here of the second half. Boyd Tanufi off one edge, Zach Durfee off the other. Valdez and Parker, the down linemen. Snap to Mateer, helmet high, in the pocket. Dances around plenty of time. Lobs at left side, caught Kyle Williams. That was Zach Durfee who ended up dropping in coverage to defend the wide receiver up the left sideline on the corner route for a gain of 12.
I would give credit to what the Cougs offensive line. You just rushed 4. You expect Zach Durfee. They ended up dropping him into the flat to cover a very fast athletic, and there's no pressure at all for number 10, and he just sits back there.
Yeah, Cougs have 4 returning starters on their offensive line. They do have an injury they're dealing with along the O-line as one of the most experienced linemen not going today. Mateer takes a shot on first down, and it's incomplete. Tried to go way down the field to Kyle Williams. And Cam Broussard, the safety transfer from Sacramento State, did a nice job of sticking with him, forcing 2nd and 10. Hey, Husky fans, remember to listen to the Husky postgame show on your drive home today, only on Sports Radio 93.3 KJR-FM in Seattle. Jordan Shaw is the nickelback out there on the field. Dyson McCutcheon out there as well. I mean, you just look at the personnel. They continue to do interesting things. Basically playing with 2 nickels out there right now. Get a legal substitution, Tony. On.
Substitution infraction. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Both players on the field.
Okay, so the Cougs march backward from the 34-yard line to their own 29. 2nd and 15 to go. Let's chip it down to the Pinseeker sidelines with Elise.
And guys, we've talked about how the penalties have hurt Washington in both field position and extending drives for Washington State. That's the first penalty I remember Washington State picking up.
Yeah, they did have one on the stat sheet earlier today, Elise, but I'm with you. You didn't feel it the same way. Snap to Mateer. Pressure coming. Durfee trying to get to him. Here comes Isaiah Ward. He breaks a tackle, runs straight ahead into Carson Bruner, who hits him hard. Durfee wrapping him up as well after a gain of 1 or 2 on the play. And Dyson McCutcheon in the area as well. But, man, Mateer does such a good job of eluding the pressure in the backfield and then stepping up.
Well, he's not afraid of contact, and that's how you hit him, Carson Bruner. Feeling it in. Guys were around his legs, and Carson came in with a great shoulder to his chest.
A September Seattle Saturday, the rain is pouring down. Washington State 17, Washington 16 on this 3rd and 13 play early in the 3rd quarter. 8:07, 8:06, 8:05 on the clock. Mateer out of the shotgun, Wayshawn Parker on his right hip. A 3-by-1 formation for the Cougs as the Dogs bring 5 up to the defensive line. Nobody with their hand in the turf. Movement along the line for the Cougs. They're going backward. Another full start.
Ball start. Offense number 57. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
57 is Roderick Tialavea. And now all the purple-clad fans trying to make some noise for 3rd down and 18. Washington needs to get off the field here. The Cougs are a dangerous 5 of 9 on 3rd down today. Snap to Mateer, back to pass, in the pocket, steps up, runs into two, Patala goes down. There's a flag on the near side. There's multiple flags on the near side, and I'm not sure.
This is insane.
I'm not sure they're the same call, Cam.
I think it is. You're going to get Thaddeus Dixon with illegal contact. I mean, it's a hold and it's an automatic. We're just bailing these teams out.
Holding. Defense number 3. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, they call it against Jordan Shaw. Yeah. I don't see, Jordan Shaw's out there, but wow. Just a deadly, devastating penalty here for the Huskies, who are trying to get some sort of defensive momentum. And they've come up with 3rd down stops, only to see flags extend the drive. 1st and 10. Cougs up by 1. Snap to Mateer, handoff Wayshawn Parker. Space in the middle, breaks the tackle to 40. Straight ahead, 45, 50. Downhill, 40, 30. Tackled by Jordan Shaw, the Indiana transfer. Caught up to him at the 27-yard line. But there's the explosive Wayshawn Parker, a true freshman, rumbles for 38. That's his 4th play this season of 38 yards or more.
It's crazy how you see one play flip a momentum, and then right after that, they just hit it and bounce it for an inside run.
Yeah, should have been a punt on that snap. Instead, a gain of 38 sets up the Cougs at the Husky 27-yard line. 2-by-2 formation. Parker stays in the ball game. Mateer out of the shotgun, claps his hands, takes the football, drops back to the 35-yard line, throws far side of the field, caught by Hudson. Hudson curls his way into the arms of Carson Burton, breaks the tackle, and falls forward across the 18-yard line down to the 15. And the Cougs have a whole lot of momentum here. Just 2 plays after facing 3rd down and 18. They've got it down to the Huskies' 16-yard line.
That's a long throw and a great move. Puts a Ephesians Brysock in a spin cycle a little bit there, trying to come out of his break.
The Cougs have picked up 20 first downs in this game. 5 of them have been via penalty. Meredith moves to the inside of the formation. Snap to Mateer, rolls out to the right, lobs it, caught by Meredith, dives to the pylon, he's in. Touchdown, Washington State. A 16-yard touchdown pass to Josh Meredith, who's having the game of his life. And the Cougs take a 23-16 lead over the Huskies with 5:54 to go in the 3rd. You see that time, Cam?
Well, you just look at it from the start, and anytime he gets outside the pocket, the way Mateer rolls and just floods to that side, and there's inside man coverage, and you're chasing from behind. As soon as you start to chase, Dyson McCutcheon didn't have that leverage, and the kid's just making plays today. After the ball, he catches, you can get him on the ground, but dives into that end zone. It's just, we know it, extension of plays, how you make, what you're going to do off an answer. Today, 9 penalties right now for 95 yards is the reason why this game is like this.
First touchdown pass the Huskies have allowed all season long. Comes with 5:54 to go in the 3rd quarter. Extra point kick is good. Washington State 24, Washington 16. Huskies get the football back after this word from your local station. This is Husky football.
Hi, I'm Andrew Brown, UW graduating class of 1990 and founder of Brown Family Vineyards. A proud partner of UW Athletics, Brown Family honors the legacy of my late grandfather, William Bittner Brown. Every decision we make, from farm to glass, reflects our commitment to premium Northwest wine and spirits. Stop by one of our tasting rooms, Pioneer Square, Bellevue, Tacoma, Walla Walla, Spokane, or Portland, and get 20% off a glass this season when you mention the Huskies. Go Dogs, drink Brown.
Dog fans, now is the time to have your old roof replaced by Valentine Roofing before the rain and wind expose a leak in your roof this fall. Call us today to claim your spot on our priority schedule and have your job started within 4 weeks of signing your agreement. We even have financing available that includes 0 down and 0 interest until 2026. Don't wait. Get 3 bids. Just make sure one of them is Valentine Roofing. Call 206 Roofing to get on our priority schedule today.
For over 45 years, Pacific Office Automation has been solving problems for business owners. However, the needs of our customers and potential customers have changed dramatically over the years, so we've changed too. If you run a business and want to find out how Pacific Office Automation can help improve your business processes and costs, call us today to request a free workflow audit. Whether it's managed print services, IT services, or data security, we're here to help. PacificOffice.com. Problem solved.
Today's Apple Cup matchup between the Huskies and Cougars is presented by Boeing. As UW and WSU face off, Boeing is proud to bring Washington together for the Boeing Apple Cup.
All right, it's go time for the Huskies, trailing by 8 against Washington State, 24-16. Huskies will get the football back with 5:54 to go in quarter number 3. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Husky football from Learfield. Keith Reynolds back to return the kickoff, awaiting this thing at his own 1-yard line as it continues to rain fairly hard here, Cam. I mean, this is, you can see the drops falling here against the blue backdrop of the seats here at Lumen Field, and it is not going to be conditions for ideal offense, you wouldn't think, for the rest of this game. So now, as the conditions get a little bit worse and worse, here's the kickoff from Washington State. The Huskies are going to have to find a way to respond. They've struggled to run the football today. 16 carries, 93 yards for Washington. They just haven't been able to get to the running game. I mean, the yards per carry is pretty solid, but Cougs just loading up the box and daring Washington to throw the football has taken the Huskies out of their rhythm a bit.
Well, they've had some good situations of being in those plays and needed to, and in the red zone you had penalties that stopped it. You've been able to make field goals, but you can't win football games if all you're kicking is field goals, especially when your opponent is being able to put touchdowns on the board right before half and then in their second drive.
All right, Denzel Boston, Jeremiah Hunter wide to the left. Will Rogers goes under center. Decker DeGraff is the fullback ahead of Cam Davis. There's a snap and a throw. Out in the flat, caught by Jeremiah Hunter, breaks the tackle across the 35, runs into 3 Cougs up at the 39-yard line. Down he goes at the 40, gain of 15 on the first catch of the day for Jeremiah Hunter, the transfer from California, who nearly had 1,000 yards a year ago.
Well, what's worked so well today for the Dogs is just play action fake off the run game. That is just classic, almost like I formation, where you run downhill, all those backers stepped up. That was just a nice throw, just an easy throw. Look, the ball's wet. Everybody's going to have to do it, but those catches have to be made when they're simple. Good to see Jeremiah grab that.
Hunter goes wide to the right with Denzel Boston out at the numbers to the left. They'll bring Hunter inside a little bit tighter. High formation again. Handoff Cam Davis. Tiptoes behind the line and now powers his way up behind the right side across the 45-yard line up to the 46. A gain of 6 yards for Cameron Davis before David Gusta gets him to the ground.
Wow, that's such a good run. You wrap guard Memelar from his left guard situation. He goes around, extra polar. Good push on the play side to the right. It just opens up your playbook when you get a chance on first down like that.
2nd and 4 to go. 4:38 left in this third quarter. It's a third quarter that is flying by between the two teams, both having long scoring drives. For the Huskies, a field goal. For Washington State, a touchdown. Snap to Rogers from the 40-yard line. Throws a slant pattern. Caught right on the Apple Cup logo at the 50-yard line by Denzel Boston, who's quickly wrestled to the ground by Ethan O'Connor. A gain on the play, enough to move the sticks. They get across the 50 to the 49.
Great throw. Beautiful hands catch by Denzel. I mean, it's just right under the chin. Ball's right on the spot. picking up a first down.
Boston has not been able to get loose yet. 5 catches for 32. And he's the one guy I thought was going to be the deep threat coming into this season. It's been Giles Jackson so far today, having the big game. 6 catches for 109. Cam Davis alone back in the backfield as Rodgers goes under center, split tight end, split wideouts. Handoff Cam Davis, cuts to the left and has space across the 45 and down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 9 for Cameron Davis, who's starting to look like he did a couple of years ago before the ACL, and confidently setting the Huskies up into 2nd and 1 as they quickly get to the line. Will Rogers out of the shotgun takes a snap, hands it off. Cam Davis has a first down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, and the Dogs down by 8 keep moving the chains into Cougar territory.
This Husky offensive line is starting to lean. I can see the hands on the hips of the Cougs. They're going to do a line change and rotate.
Yes,
starting to lean, literally a line change. Lean on them and push. As it gets wet, your footing gets a little bit slippery. You just stay on those blocks, keep your shoulders squared. Right now, Dogs are controlling the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Gusta comes back into the ballgame. Cyrus Webster out there as well, along with Ram Stevenson. But yeah, all 4 defensive linemen shift out for the Cougs. Shotgun snap to Rodgers, drops back to the 45-yard line, throws, caught by Denzel Boston, turfed immediately by Kyle Thornton, their star linebacker, who just buries Boston after a short catch on the play. Give him credit for 3 yards. Good job by Denzel Boston holding on to the football as we chip it down to Elise.
Yeah, Denzel Boston a little shaken up on the play. He's getting out to his position, but slow to get up, trying to, I think, work out the cobwebs.
2nd and 7, snap to Rodgers. Rodgers throws a little out route to Jeremiah Hunter, who absorbs a hit. Kind of coughed up the football after Stephen Hall hit him, but straight out of bounds, and I think may have already been out at that point. After a gain of 5, it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Trying to scrap and get those extra yards. He makes that catch. He leaned into good physical contact. The officials are going to say and try to take a look at this, but he turned up the field.
Well, he fumbled the ball straight out of bounds.
Yeah,
so the question is, like, you know, what was it, late hit, right? I mean, I think that's part of it. If he had already stepped out of bounds to absorb a hit like that. Rodgers goes under center. It's 3rd and 2. Handoff Cam Davis behind a wall of blockers on the right side, has a first down after a gain of 3 down to the 27-yard line. They faked the jet sweep to Giles Jackson and ran a little misdirection with Cam Davis to set up 1st and 10.
Just a little bit of a hesitation, and that was very good. It was a cut and a pause for Cam because he was waiting to see where Giles was going to go. It was almost like Giles was lead blocking a little bit. Good job picking up the first down.
This is a very well-called and well-designed drive for the Huskies. 9th play of it. 49 yards so far. They go empty set. Shotgun snap to Rodgers. Up the right hash. He's going to throw right sideline, back shoulder. Try to get it to Owen Coots, the walk-on tight end, who lined up as a wide receiver that time. And it was incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
Well, he wanted Decker to graph on the inside. He was up one-on-one. He was going against Parker McKenna, number 46. Decker's trying to get the seam route. Will paused and came off and threw it on the back shoulder out of bounds.
24-16. Cougs ahead by 8 with 1:10 left in the 3rd quarter. Rodgers goes shotgun again. Jonah Coleman back into the ballgame on his right hip. Trip set off to the left is 5 Jackson, 6 Hunter, and 12 Boston. Snap, handoff, Coleman, stutter steps, powers forward across the 25 down to the 24. That second hit was able to get him to the ground. A gain of 3 for Jonah Coleman, who's been held in check a little bit today. 8 carries, 51 yards. 3rd down, 7 to go. Huskies to the line, empty set. Snap to Rodgers on the right hash mark. Rodgers rolling out to the left. Rodgers may try to keep it himself. He gets hemmed in and goes down at the 26-yard line. Off the edge, Andrew Edson did a great job of contain on the play. He just was the only last line of defense for Washington State to keep Rodgers from rambling for a first down.
Well, it was number 60, David Gusta, who created the initial pressure, got under guard Memelar, and pushed it right back. Will had to scramble to his left, and I think he thought about it for a second. Should I run with his feet, look downfield, but it was too late.
Huskies are going to kick again on 4th down and 8. This is the 4th field goal attempt today for Grady Gross. 43 yards from right to left. Only 3 seconds left in the quarter. We'll see if they get the snap off. Snap snap is off. The kick is away. The end-over-end kick is on its way, and it's through. Grady is good as gold. 4 for 4 today for Grady Gross. That one, a deep one from 43, and it's big. It pulls the Huskies within a touchdown. 24-19, Washington down by 5 here as we head to the fourth quarter. A quick check of your scoring drive summary brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers, doing the right thing since 1952. 12 plays, 50-yard drive. And 6 minutes eaten off the clock. Washington gets 3 more on the board, but trailing by 5 as we head to the final quarter. Timeout on the field, and we'll take it as well after this word from last.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And there's no better way to travel than the roomy new Toyota Camry. It's all hybrid all the time, so you can take your travels even farther. Now through September 30th, you can lease a Camry LE for $399 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. A dealer doc fee of up to $200 may be added. Call 1-888-48-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
24-19, Cougs lead Washington after the Huskies trim the 8-point deficit down to 5. The fourth field goal today for Grady Gross. And now 15 minutes on the clock for the start of the fourth quarter as we chip into the Pinseeker sidelines and Elise.
Yeah, Grady Gross has been fantastic. Of course, the Apple Cup winner last year on his field goal. But guys, the weather has started to open up a little bit. It started as a drizzle earlier today. Sunglasses on the sideline. It was getting pretty warm for a while. It was mid-60s, pushing up to 66 degrees. Now it is a heavy rain, so it's coming down. And as you guys mentioned, now that it soaks into the turf, it is obviously going to be much more slick, and so will the ball.
Whoever can deal with that the best here in the final 15 minutes will probably win the game, Cam. I mean, we're essentially, obviously we're not all square. Cougs are up by 5, but it's a one-possession game. Huskies need to kick off, and essentially they need to stop. You take a look at the drive chart here for Washington State today. A turnover on downs inside the 10-yard line, right? So they were able to get down the field on the opening drive. Then field goal, touchdown. They had the one punt, then a missed field goal, touchdown. But the Cougs have been very effective moving the football today against the Huskies. 6.3 yards per rush and 7.3 yards per play for Washington State today. Today's game brought to you by UW Medicine, the only health system in Washington that directly connects care with a top-rated medical school and a research powerhouse. UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare. Grady Gross approaches the ball for the purple-clad Huskies. Drives, kind of a knuckleballer, and Smithson takes it up the right sideline of the 1-yard line. Brings it up the sideline, knocked out of bounds by Mikel Esteen at the 23. I thought that thing was going out of bounds.
So did I.
But it looked like it was maybe possibly going to hit the pylon. Elise, what did you see?
You guys, I was going to catch it. It was literally aimed directly to me on about the 10-yard line, and it sailed. It hit the turf and then took a spin into the field. It could have easily been at the 35-yard line.
Grady Gross is probably a pretty good golfer. He's got all the ability to manipulate that ball in pretty interesting ways.
Kickers, that's the least shocking thing ever.
That's right. 1st and 10 for the Cougs, their own 23-yard line. Pressure coming up the middle. They hand off Wayshawn Parker. Parker gets away and tripped up from behind by Kamori House after he beat the first line of defense. Huskies brought Brian Parham right up the middle on that play. Parham nearly got to Wayshawn Parker, but Parker escapes for a gain of 5.
He just got right in there. You're so true. It could have been a big tackle for loss.
2nd and 5. Helmet high snap to Mateer. Pressure coming. Mateer chucks it deep down the left side. Incomplete. Overshot the intended target. On this side of the field, Tony Freeman up the left sideline. And it was Dyson McCutcheon in coverage. So here we are, third down. The Cougs are 5 for 9 on third down today.
Good pressure, making him get rid of that football. He wanted to hold it a little bit longer. He did not. Ball was sailing over the top. These are third downs. This is all about critical space. Make sure you keep him inside that pass rush lane.
Jacob Bandas calling for the crowd to get loud. Jaden Wayne off of one edge. Huskies, only 3 linemen here on this alignment. A 3-by-1 formation for the Cougs. John Mateer taps his shoulder, takes the snap, sets up a tunnel screen. Kyle Williams close to the first down. I think he's got it. He goes down. Dyson McCutcheon got him right at the line to gain the 33-yard line, a gain of 5.
It was just too easy. They ran bunch to the left, and the soft coverage, it was just too easy. Blocker slant was very quick. Both receivers blocked for him.
I think Mateer received that snap a little before he was expecting it, but did a good job to corral the football. Hand off Wayshawn Parker right up the middle. Brian Parham gets to him. Jaden Wayne, one of the first ones there as well to get him down on the play. 2nd down coming up. Second down, 7 to go. The 36-yard line. Cougs with the football. Out of the shotgun goes Mateer. Mateer, quarterback call, quarterback draw, and he goes right into Sebastian Valdez and Alfonso Tucutala at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing on the play. Third down coming up.
Great game on the inside by Sebastian Valdez. A little bit of a baiting because you had 3 deep safeties across the back, but both linebackers stayed down low. Zoe wrapped around, but Sebastian Valdez, it's off his block. Make that tackle.
Moments are getting pretty important here. 3rd down and 7. Washington State with the ball at its own 36-yard line. Dogs trailing 24-19. Snap to Mateer. Huskies rush 5. Mateer steps up in the pocket, rolling out to the left. Being chased by Voitinufi. Mateer looks, and he's hit out of bounds by Cam Fabiculanen. Well short of the first down at his own 36-yard line. That's pretty much the line of scrimmage on the play. Give him credit for nothing, and a great job by the Husky defense getting off the field.
Well, number 28, Kamori House, comes off the slot and forced that pressure. It was Cam Fab. I mean, you could see him. He dropped it into 5th gear to try to outrun to the side and made sure there's no way you're going to allow Mateer to turn that corner.
Dean Janikowski on to punt it away again. Denzel Boston awaiting it at his own 20-yard line. See if the Huskies even bother trying to get any pressure on this punt. It's a helmet high snap. Janikowski steps off to the right and hits an end-over-end boot. Denzel Boston takes it in at the 22-yard line, and a fair catch is called where the Huskies will start this new drive, a punt of 43 yards. Dogs go on offense, trailing Washington State here in the 4th quarter. 24-19 the score, 12:26 on the clock. We'll return in a moment after this word from your local station. This is Husky Football.
UW Medicine is the only health system in Washington where a top-rated medical school and a research powerhouse are directly connected to improve your health. That means the doctors caring for you are the same people advancing medical research and teaching the next generation of outstanding physicians. From wellness checks to complex surgeries, we're committed to providing you with the best care every day. UW Medicine, a higher degree of healthcare.
Hey gang, Softy back here. As many of you know, my wife and I have 3 dogs, and our youngest one, DJ, very picky eater. That's why we switched to Darwin's Natural Pet Products. They use only high-quality meats and veggies in their dog and cat food with human-grade ingredients. The protein meals come from real meat delivered right to our house. I want you to try darwinspet.com/KJR for 50% off your 10-pound trial box and 50% off your next order. That's darwinspet.com/KJR for the offer. Darwin's Natural Pet Products, the healthiest thing you can do for your pet.
Get your home turf ready to play with the game-changing performance of Steel. Enjoy big savings this fall on Steel handheld outdoor power equipment. Find yours at over 10,000 local steel dealers. Steel is a proud supporter of your Washington Huskies. Real Steel. Find yours.
Big opportunity for the Huskies, getting the football back down by 5. Got it at their own 22-yard line, 12:26 on the fourth quarter clock here at Lumen Field. The rain has come a-pouring in the second half after pretty good conditions for the first 2 quarters of the game. But, you know, Washington's outgaining Washington State today, 358 to 347. It's been third downs where the Cougs have been just devastatingly effective, 6 for 11, and a lot of that's been due to penalties. The Huskies, 9 flags, 95 yards against them. Hey, as UW and WSU face off, Boeing is honored to support a classic rivalry between these two exciting teams at this year's Boeing Apple Cup. Dogs go on offense. The right side of the line has stayed pretty consistent all throughout. Enoch Vamai and Drew Azzapardi anchoring the right side. D'Angelo Titi Ali at center. Looks like Landon Hatchett out there to be the left guard on this series. And Max McCree is the left tackle. Swane Fostolo's been in and out after getting banged up in the first half. Will Rogers goes under center. He takes the snap, holds it out, handoff to Jonah Coleman, makes the first man miss, makes the second man miss, breaks off another tackler, and all that just to gain about 2 yards. Just progress stopped time and time again. He stays on his feet, he keeps going, but only up to about the 24-yard line. We'll give him credit for 3 to the 24.
Made the first guy miss, but it was the impact as he dodged, he ran into Giles, and then it just was swarming defense.
Adrian Wilson finally the one who makes the tackle. Huskies have not had a touchdown in their last 6 drives. Field goal, punt, end of half, field goal. Brady Gross has been good, but the Huskies got to find the end zone. Shotgun snap to Rogers. Rolls out. Down he goes. Ram Stevenson, second sack of the year for the junior from Arlington, Texas, who got after Will Rogers completely unblocked and got him down into the turf for a loss of 8.
That had to be a missed assignment because Will looked to his left expecting an inside, maybe a bubble of some sort. Jonah Coleman stepped up to block. Will didn't have anything to do, and both of them looked at each other. Just a missed assignment.
3rd and 15 for the Huskies, trailing 24 to 19. Movement on the line. Will Rogers slams the ball into the turf out of frustration.
Offense number 75, 5-yard penalty.
Second week in a row, the Huskies have 100 yards worth of penalty yardage. That's the 10th flag today, Elise.
You mentioned it, Tony, the frustration. Back-to-back plays where Will Rogers kind of looking at his offensive line like, you've got to do better.
And Will's got to get him rallied here for 3rd and 20. Snap to Rogers. Fire. Slant pattern caught by Denzel Boston in traffic. Chopped down to the 24-yard line. A nice gain on the play. Picks up 13, but not enough for the Huskies to get what they need out of this drive. They will be punting the football away from their own 25-yard line.
Good throw and catch, just soft coverage, but it's, like you said, Tony, it's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That was the drive where you stop, you get a good out on defense. Just work backwards from there. That drive just didn't start off well from the first play.
Tony Freeman back to return the punt, waiting for it at his own 30-yard line. Jack McAllister taking the snap around his own 10. Huskies had a punt block last week. No real pressure this time. McAllister spins one back. Is grabbed by Freeman at the 31-yard line. Waits for blocks. Now goes up the right sideline. Pushed out of bounds.
Oh, you're going to get
another flag way far away from the play.
I think you're going to get a legal crackback by the Cougs.
It's a return of about 15 yards up to the 45-yard line after a punt of 44 by Jack McAllister.
We go blindside block.
There is an injured Husky on the field all the way down at the other side up against the Husky sideline, and I cannot tell who it is. He's on his back right now. Elise, did you get a look at it? Oh, up comes Anthony Ward.
Yep, Anthony Ward just popped up, heading back into the team area.
And so I think he's going to be all right. But let's see what the penalty is.
During the return, illegal blindside block, receiving team number 24. 15-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the run. First down.
All right, that's just the 5th penalty today against the Cougs for 45 yards. So Washington State will basically nullify its nice 15-yard return. And the Cougs will have the football at their own 31-yard line at their own 27 when we continue in a moment. Washington State 24, Washington 19. Husky defense needs a stop after this word from Red Hook.
Red Hook, the proud craft beer partner of Husky Athletics, is excited to announce Montlake Game Day Gold Lager. Easy drinking at 5% ABV and full of flavor, this beer is crafted for game days and brewed to support the Dogs. A portion of every sale goes directly to the Montlake Futures Collective, which supports student athletes at the University of Washington. Drink beer and support the Dogs with Red Hook. Available at Husky Stadium and retailers around Washington. For more information, visit redhook.com and montlakefutures.com. Please enjoy responsibly. Hey Dog fans, be sure to stock up on your favorite tailgating items at Tailgate Central QFC locations across Puget Sound. Whether you're firing up the grill outside Husky Stadium or enjoying the away games at home, QFC will have your favorite tailgating items ready. Stop by today and see what the Husky tailgate vendors have for you to enjoy. Brought to you by High Noon, Sun's Up, and by Flowers. Make game day delicious with nature's own perfectly crafted buns.
When it comes to trucks, Chevy's reputation is legendary, led by the powerful Silverado. Choose from 9 trims and 4 durable engines, including the TurboMax, to find the perfect blend of capability and efficiency that's right for you. Plus, from hitching to driving to parking, its advanced camera tech will make your most difficult towing jobs a whole lot easier, and your confidence even stronger. Chevy Silverado, ready to tackle whatever adventure comes next. See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
Today's Apple Cup Showdown between Washington and WSU is presented by Boeing. As UW and WSU face off, Boeing is proud to bring Washington together for the Boeing Apple Cup.
All right, 10:08 to go in the fourth quarter, and the Cougs get the football at their own 27-yard line. They've had 3 drives today of 70 yards or more, and they have all resulted in touchdowns. And the ability to punch it in the red area has been the difference, Cam. I mean, 3 touchdowns for Washington State, just 1 for the Huskies. You look at the score, 24-19. Grady Gross has been awesome. He's been great to be able to lean on when you need him, but settling for 4 field goals, not what Washington wants.
No, not at all. Certainly, at this point, it's obvious that you have to get a stop. First of all, it starts 1 possession at a time, but this is another opportunity for this defense. Get off the field here. If you're any point in time now with 10 minutes left this game, it's just critical.
Both teams undefeated. Washington trying to head into Big Ten play at 3-0. Bit of a 52 look here for the Huskies as the snap to Matier rolls out to the left. Pump fake. Now he wants to run. Carson Bruner jumps on his back and gets him down to the 34-yard line on the play. Okay, so the scoreboard had 27-yard line as the original line of scrimmage. It was 30 looking at the sticks, but Bruner is down after jumping on Matier on the play. And Elise, did you get a look at what got shaken up there for Bruner?
It looks like he was kind of gingerly holding his left arm area, and he is going to hustle off right now under his own power, but not with that left arm tight to his side, and he is in a lot of pain, guys.
Oh, man. Carson Bruner, just a real leader for this Husky football team. One of those heart and soul guys. That is a tough injury for the Huskies to sustain here on 1st and 10. 2nd and 5 is coming up. Timeout on the field. We got to take it 2 with 9:56 left in the ball game. 24-19. Cougs on top by 5. Now, this word from your local station. This is Husky football.
Hey Husky fans, ready to see Alaska with the best? Holland America has been sailing to Alaska longer than any other cruise line. Spot glaciers, whales, or brown bears with a cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours. Depart conveniently from Seattle on weekends all summer long. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on the best onboard package. Don't miss out. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, your official cruise line partner of Husky Athletics. Go Dogs!
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Testanor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIP to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIP to 321-321. That's TIP to 321-321.
Cougs still ahead by 5. Huskies kind of just had some squandered drives, squandered opportunities earlier in this game, and now find themselves needing a stop on the play after Carson Bruner leaves the game with an injury, and things starting to look as bleak as the weather here on this rainy Saturday with 9:56 to go in quarter number 4. Still plenty of time left, but the Dogs have to get off the field and have to put a touchdown drive together, trailing by 5. John Mateer goes out of the shotgun. In the game at linebacker, Brian Parham. In for the injured Carson Bruner. Hudson will motion from left to right. They'll fake the jet sweep to him. Mateer wants to run around the edge to the left, and he spins past Thaddeus Dixon for a first down. Right into contact from Parham at the 41-yard line, a gain of 6 on the play. But when you got a quarterback that's as willing to take as many shots as John Mateer is, 12 rushes for him today for 65 yards. The Cougs have a drive extender time and time again. Ran for 197 yards against Texas Tech last week. That's a Coug quarterback record. And it just presents such a different feel to this Cougar offense. As Kyle Williams motions, Mateer pulls the ball, runs straight ahead again, and straight into Brian Parham after a gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5 coming up as we chip it down to the Pinseeker sideline for release.
Yeah, you guys, not good news. Carson Bruner, they continue to try to look at that left arm of his and have him squeeze their hand, and he was in a significant amount of pain, and he just headed back to the locker room with the medical staff.
Yeah. You fear that it might be x-ray time, possibly, if they're going back there at this juncture of the ball game. So take a look and see what they can do for number 42. 8:32 left in the 4th quarter. 24-19 Cougs ahead. They've got the ball at their own 47. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Shotgun snap to Mateer. Mateer fires down the left sideline. Intercepted by Thaddeus Dixon. Dixon picks off the football at the 20-yard line. Can he get blockers? Up the left side, 30. Across the 35, and down he goes at the 38-yard line. Thaddeus Dixon comes up with the first pick of the season for the Huskies right when they needed it the most.
It's a massive, greedy mistake by the Cougs. You're running the football. You're staying there. You keep it on the ground, back and forth, and you get really picky by throwing that ball over the top. It's one-on-one, and Thaddeus, big long arms. It's a throw from underneath. And sure enough, grab that ball.
Thaddeus Dixon with the interception. He had a fistful of jersey on Kyle Williams, the intended target, and man, I thought a flag might be coming. We've seen that happen earlier today, but it never did. And Thaddeus Dixon, who's got elite ball skills, ran right underneath that thing like he was the intended receiver and comes up with a massive interception for the Huskies to give the Dogs the football at their own 39-yard line. Timeout on the field again. Huskies trail 24-19, but they go on offense with 8:14 to go when we continue after this word from Montlake Futures.
Dog fans, Montlake Futures is the official NIL collective at the UW, and we're counting on you. By supporting Montlake Futures, you don't just help the Huskies recruit and retain the best student athletes, you empower them to make a real difference in the community with charities and nonprofits. There are 3 ways you can get involved. Make a financial contribution, become a monthly member, and consider using a Husky to endorse your company's brand. As we head to the Big Ten, your support is crucial to our competitive success. Visit montlakefutures.com for more.
Hey Dog fans, be sure to stock up on your favorite tailgating items at Tailgate Central QFC locations across Puget Sound. Whether you're firing up the grill outside Husky Stadium or enjoying the away games at home, QFC will have your favorite tailgating items ready. Stop by today and see what the Husky tailgate vendors have for you to enjoy. Brought to you by Kind Bars, making on-the-go nutrition easy and delicious, and by Aquastar, where quality runs deep.
It's redemption season for the Huskies, and McDonald's is bringing its best lineup yet with the new Game Day Bundle. Score a cheeseburger pack for your squad with 2 classic juicy cheeseburgers, a crispy tender 20-piece McNuggets, and 2 medium orders of our world-famous fries, all for just $15.99 and only in the app. Talk about bringing home a W. Must opt into rewards and participating McDonald's valid through 2024-25 football season. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Today's Apple Cup matchup between the Huskies and Cougars is presented by Boeing. As UW and WSU face off, Boeing is proud to bring Washington together for the Boeing Apple Cup.
8:14 to go in the 4th quarter when the Huskies corral their first interception of the season. Thaddeus Dixon, who already had 2 PBUs, comes up with a 3rd pass defensed in a massive way. The first turnover of this game goes Washington's way, and now the Dogs, down 24-19, take over at their own 39-yard line for the start of a massive offensive drive. The Huskies have not found the end zone since a 4-play 75-yard drive, the 2nd drive of the ball game. What do they do here? Quick break out of the huddle and a handoff. Jonah Coleman. He pitter-patters behind the offensive line and muscles his way forward for a gain of 3 up to the 42. The Dogs punted after a 3-and-out on the opening drive. Then the long strike touchdown to Giles Jackson. Since then, field goal, punt, end of half, field goal, punt. They have to get on the scoreboard in a meaningful way here. Down by 5 in the Boeing Apple Cup with just 7.5 minutes left. 2nd and 7 coming up. Kaleki Latu lines up on the left side of the line. Giles Jackson and Jeremiah Hunter into the boundary with Denzel Boston wide to the right. They'll motion Jackson from left to right. Out of the shotgun goes Rogers. He takes a snap, hands it off Jonah Coleman. Counter play, stiff arm across the 50, inside the 45 and down to the 44-yard line. A first down for the Huskies. Jonah Coleman's getting going. 11 carries for 60 yards for him. Scratch that, 70 yards for Jonah Coleman after a gain of 13. Will Rogers takes a snap, rolls out under pressure, throws it to the sideline, incomplete. Did he get it back to the line of scrimmage?
Sure did. He's outside the tackle box.
Was he? That's the question the officials are discussing. Every Coug fan here wants a flag thrown for intentional grounding, and they drop it.
Come on.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 7. Bowling placed at the spot of the foul. Penalty includes a loss of down. Will be 2nd down.
2nd down and a long way to go, as I believe the spot will be back at Washington's own 43-yard line. So this should be 2nd and 22 for Washington. Yikes. Trailing 24-19, a momentum buster for the Huskies. Can they get a little bit back here? You have essentially 3 plays to gain 22 yards. Shotgun snap to Will Rogers. He'll check down over the middle to Giles Jackson, who gets taken down to the Boeing Apple Cup logo right across the 50 to 49-yard line. Got a little bit of it back, and the Huskies now facing 3rd down and 14 after Jackson picks up a gain of 8. 7 catches for him, 116 yards, and the lone touchdown today for Washington as the Dogs trail 24-19. Snap to Rogers. Tries a little slant pattern again. A nice catch. This time Rashid Williams on the reception at the 41-yard line, but it's going to be 4th and 6.
It's been tempo every single time here.
Huskies quickly to the line for a huge play. 4th and 6 yards to go. Offensive line moves a false start against Washington.
I mean, Will gets to the line. Everybody's ready to go. He's holding. Guys are expecting that ball to go, and he's holding on it.
And it's down in this Cougar end, too, where it gets pretty loud. Hard to hear for the offensive line. But 4th and 6, they were going to go. 4th and 11, they'll settle for a punt. Oh, just a back-breaking penalty for the Huskies. Their 12th of the game for 105 yards. Cougs 24, Washington 19, 6:21 on a turning fourth quarter clock. Jack McAllister looks over to the sideline. Now gets ready to settle in and punt this thing away. Takes the chest-high snap, a high end-over-end kick. And Freeman will call for a fair catch at his own 11-yard line. 6 minutes left in the ball game, and an opportunity for the Cougs to drain some clock as effectively as they've run the football. The Huskies' interception squandered. 43-yard punt, no return. And the Cougs take over at their own 11-yard line with no guarantee the Huskies will get the football back. Defense has to show up in a big way right now as we step aside. Listen to this word from your local station. This is Husky football.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's winds blowing across a fruited plain, and also your new fire pit, which subsequently sets your gazebo ablaze. It's hard-hitting football, and an even harder-hitting price estimate from your general contractor. That's a star-spangled bummer. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
For over 45 years, Pacific Office Automation has been solving problems for business owners. However, the needs of our customers and potential customers have changed dramatically over the years, so we've changed too. If you run a business and want to find out how Pacific Office Automation can help improve your business processes and costs, call us today to request a free workflow audit. Whether it's managed print services, IT services, or data security, we're here to help. PacificOffice.com. Problem solved.
Hey Huskies, Wild Alaska is calling. Spot glaciers, whales, or go mushing with sled dogs on the cruise line that's #1 in Alaska wildlife and wilderness tours, Holland America. With convenient weekend departures from Seattle, you can unpack once and see the best of Alaska. Have it all with our 2025 early booking bonus and save 60% on their best onboard package. Don't miss out. This offer is per person based on double occupancy and available on select departures. Restrictions apply. Visit hollandamerica.com for more details. Holland America, your official cruise line partner of Husky Athletics. Go Dogs!
All right, Huskies outgaining Washington State 386 to 364. They've also got the game's only turnover. You would think those two things would be a nice combo for the Dogs, but right now trailing Washington State 24-19 and just had to punt the football away. So Washington State has the ball at its own 12-yard line with an opportunity here really to run out the clock. 6 minutes is still a lot of time, but the Huskies are going to have to come up with some big stops. Time to spotlight today's best in the game, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Thaddeus Dixon with 2 pass breakups and an interception for the game's only turnover has been the best part of the Husky defense so far. Let's see if he can rise to the occasion again. He's defending Kyle Williams on the near side of the field.
Expect to see all run. This is Mateer, this is Parker, all those. It's just going to be QB run after one.
It's a pistol formation handoff. Wayshawn Parker straight ahead and decked by a couple of purple jerseys. Alfonso Tuputala led the charge. Sebastian Valdez was the defensive lineman who was the first to hit him.
Remember, 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute timeout, essentially 4. Get off this field, hold them to a 3rd down. Need this.
Yep, second down, 10 yards to go with the Dogs down by 5, 24-19. 5.5 minutes left in the ball game. John Mateer goes empty set here. Cooper Mathers, the tight end, comes off the side of the line. It'll be a 2-by-3 formation. Snap to Mateer in the pocket. No real pressure. Zings a pass over the middle. It's caught. Washington State has a first down across the 30. They got it into, man, the same guy they've hit all day. Josh Meredith, 7 catches, 89 yards. Only had 2 in the first 2 weeks of the season combined.
You rush 3, and he sat back there just in that time. It's a deep zone ball, but it's just the amount of time he didn't press at all. It was a 3-man rush, plenty of time with a spy technique.
Gain of 21 on the play. From their own 33-yard line, now to the line of scrimmage and taking their time. Washington State with the football at their own 33-yard line, leading by 5, 24-19. Huskies bring some pressure off the edge, and Mateer goes down. He's grabbed by Alfonso Tuputala. Mateer goes straight into the rush and gets grabbed by linebacker Tuputala for a gain of nothing. Cam Fabiculanen coming off one edge. Let's chip it down to the Pinseeker sidelines with Elise.
Well, just the toughness factor for Alfonso Tuputala, able to make that tackle. 2 plays to go. He was a little bit shaken up, had it limping off, but without Carson Bruner, Alfonso Tuputala knows he's got to stay in there for the leader of that defense.
Absolutely. We've got him as having 7 tackles today to lead the way for the Huskies. Second down, 10 to go. Mateer out of the gun, Parker on his right hip. 2-by-2 formation, knee-high snap. Mateer takes it, slant pattern, picked off. Ephesians Prysock. Oh, they're giving it to the Huskies. Washington comes up with a second interception as Ephesians Prysock jumps the route, and the Dogs take over at the Cougar 35-yard line.
When you get a chance to read that and see it again, the greed of the quick slant. See, Mateer, he's already seeing it. He sees pressure up middle on the 5, but it's the length of Prysock that dives down on the inside. Look, man, I've been waiting to see that youngster get his arms out underneath it. It is a mismatch all day, number 7.
Chip it down to the Pinseeker sidelines with Elise.
You guys, those hands, you don't get receivers that can make that catch, and yet the DB, Prysock, sliding to the ground and making sure his hands were underneath it to snag what is the biggest play of the game.
37-yard line of Washington State is where the Huskies take over, and it'll be Damon Williams in the game at quarterback. And now, looks like we're going to hit a timeout. They're going to go to a video review and see and just verify that Ephesians Prysock came up with the pick. It's a close shave instant replay brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave. A great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. Man, I thought for a moment the far side judge was going to say incomplete on that play. It was really, really close.
I didn't see anything. I saw his arms underneath.
That's what it looked like to me, but I couldn't tell based off the signal we were getting. Let's chip it down to the sidelines with Elise.
Yeah, the side judge had a really interesting way. He ran out. Most of the times when you see an official do that, they'll point to the ground. But he came out and ruled it a catch. And on the video reboard, it's very tough to see because it was a very low ball right near the turf. But it certainly looked like Prysock. The call made on the field of an interception was clean. They're going to have irrefutable evidence to overturn this. I don't know how you get that. It looked like a catch from the replays that I've seen.
We are right next to the coach's booth, and we're getting a video review from Peacock. And it looks like that ball does kind of touch the turf a little bit, but he had total control of it.
It wasn't moving.
So it's one of those things where, in the NFL might not be, but here we are in the home of the Seahawks. But I think right here, this is a catch. This should be an interception for Ephesians Prysock and the Washington Huskies, which you think about back-to-back possessions where you come up with interceptions. Just absolutely massive. The ball actually bounces off of, I don't know. The ball bounces off of his face mask first, then into his arms. But as it's going from face mask into arms, it's a little loose as it touches the ground. And so this is really up to the eye of the beholder.
I just I'm feeling we've given the option to these officials. They're looking at it a long time. Usually when it takes this long, doesn't give me a good feeling.
But had this been a hands catch by Ephesians Prysock, I think it's a no-doubter. But the ball actually hits off his face mask first and ricochets just ever so slightly into his arms. Let's listen to referee Stephen Barron.
After review, it was determined that the pass is incomplete. It will be Washington State ball, 3rd and 10 on the 33-yard line.
I mean, you could go either way, but that is a gut punch for the Huskies with 3:52 left in the fourth quarter.
Still 3rd down. Just get off the field right here, make a play, make a punt. Still got time, still have your timeouts. Got to make a big play right here.
That's absolutely right. They got to flush the emotions of not coming up with the pick. They've got to find a way to come up with the biggest defensive stop, the biggest play of the game so far right here. 3rd and 10. Dogs down here in the Boeing Apple Cup, 24-19 at Lumen Field in downtown Seattle. The Cougs go out of the shotgun, a 1-by-3 formation. It's Leo Pulalasi on the left hip of John Mateer. Oh, the Huskies jumped. Somebody jumped. There was Kamori House going across the line. Was he drawn offsides? Huskies pointing in the Cougar direction. Cougars trying to point back. And the officials huddle up. Chip it down to the Pinseeker sidelines with Elise.
Yeah, Brennan Carroll, the offensive coordinator, he's pointing that way. I don't know if it's because of what he saw or what he hopes to have seen.
Let's listen.
Ball start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
3rd and 10 just became 3rd and 15 for the Cougs.
Just a little hesitation on the center. That head down, your arms, any bit of a flinch, trying to time. It was a blitz on that time. Look, this is a John Mateer play all day long. Okay, they're going to keep it in his hands. They do not want to have him throwing down the field.
What more do you want for September college football than a rivalry game in week 3? 3rd down and 15 for the Cougars, leading 24-19. Snap to Mateer, play blown dead again, another flag. Isaiah Ward is pointing right over top of the right tackle. And this may go the other way. Let's listen.
Delay of game, defense, 50-30 signal, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
All right, well, 3rd and 15 goes back to being 3rd and 10. Can we just run a football play? Can we get a play off here? That would be amazing.
10. No question.
Mateer goes out of the shotgun for a crucial 3rd down and 10. Cougs have it at their own 33, leading by 5. Snap to Mateer. He drops back to pass. Pressure coming. Throws near side. It's incomplete. Did not catch it on the near side. Thaddeus Dixon in coverage as they tried to squeeze it in to wide receiver Kyle Williams on this side of the field. And the Huskies get off the field with 3:46 remaining.
Again, great coverage by Thaddeus. Just right on top of it. Ball's in the turf. Stopping the clock. Getting off the field. You take the momentum right back. You don't get the interception. Now you get a chance to get the football back.
3:46 left. Huskies down 24-19. Cougs on top of punting it away as Dean Janikowski will wait the snap at his own 18-yard line. Helmet high snap, runs off to the right, puts his right foot into it, end over end. Denzel Boston calls fair catch, takes it in the chest at the 30-yard line, right on the numbers far side of the field. And Washington has to go 70 yards in 3 minutes and 40 seconds, trailing by 5. Cougs 24, Huskies 19. One of the closer Boeing Apple Cups here in back-to-back years. After the first, you go through the Chris Peterson era, his average margin of victory against the Cougs was 21 points. But, man, these last 2 years have just been nail-biters. Huskies go out of the shotgun with senior Will Rogers. Takes the shotgun snap, rolls out to the right. He's going to crank it downfield, looks and finds Giles Jackson. Jackson inside the 30-yard line. First down for the Huskies. Defender catches up with him on the play. It's Tyson Durant who caught him in coverage. But Giles Jackson having a career day. 8 catches for 161. And the Dogs get it down to the 24-yard line, a gain of 45.
The way Will rolled to his right, the tiptoes, the pressure coming around. He gets that ball just off in time. How about number 5 tonight? Big plays. Every time he's on the field, he's been able to get behind.
We have a stoppage of play for the chain gang as they're having a hard time on the far side of the field, and it allows Washington State to make several substitutions. They're going to bring 5 players off the field and swap them. And now Will Rogers comes out, Damon Williams into the ball game as the Huskies put their true freshman in at quarterback at the Coug 24. 3:02 left in the Boeing Apple Cup. Cougs 24, Huskies 19. Williams out of the shotgun, claps his hands, takes a snap, and he's going to keep it off to the left. Across the 20-yard line into the red zone as he angles out of bounds at the 19-yard line. A gain of 5 for Damon Williams, an electrifying athlete, picking up 5 and setting up 2nd and 5.
I got to think that Coach Fish has a package that's just specifically for this young man. Don't get too creative. Don't ask him to do too much. But the threat of his feet has to hold those backers in there and open up some lanes for Jonah Coleman.
Will Rogers now over 300 yards on the day passing, but it's Damon Williams out of the shotgun on 2nd and 5. He's going to hand it Jonah Coleman. Space in the middle, inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line. First and goal for the Huskies, trailing by 5 with 2:22 to go in the Boeing Apple Cup.
So, Tony, just that little hesitation to hold the football makes both defensive ends, they can't crash on the inside. So now both guys up the middle. Just push and push. And you get Jonah Coleman with those A-gap runs behind the guard. Just a little change-up with Damon makes that gap.
Huskies in no hurry to run this play, and we will come to the 2-minute timeout. First and goal inside the 10-yard line. The Huskies trailing Washington State 24-19. They have not led at all here in the second half, Cam. But here they are knocking on the doorstep with a true freshman taking the snaps.
Yeah, you ask him to do a couple things. It's very simple. Protect the football. Be a threat with your feet. Defense has to account for it. Give it to your big back, Jonah Coleman. But in this momentum, that started with Will Rogers. Come on, man. He makes a huge throw over the top to Giles Jackson on the first play, and then from there, you have a great changeup. Look, you got 2 minutes here. They have their timeouts. You got 4 shots to win this football. It's 4-down territory no matter what. So either way, you're trying to make shots to get in this end zone. Now, whether you run it on first down or go play action, however you like it, this is as critical as it gets in an Apple Cup.
The chance to start 3-0, the chance to hold on to that trophy. It's been donned by an apple on the top since 1963. Started as the Governor's Cup way back in the day, but became the Apple Cup in 1963, and ever since then has resided with the winning team in this rivalry series for the entirety of the year. The Huskies have had that thing in a black trophy case in their team meeting room that they get to look at every day since November of 2022. And they need a touchdown in order to keep possession of it for the next calendar year. But the Huskies here in Seattle at Lumen Field putting on a show for the college football world, coming up with back-to-back big-time defensive stands. First an interception by Thaddeus Dixon, then forcing a punt. And now a situation where the Huskies got to find a way in 4 plays to try to put it into the end zone. Let's ship it down to the Pinseeker sidelines and Elise.
Well, what a unique set of circumstances at the quarterback position. Will Rogers throws an absolute beauty of a ball to Giles Jackson, and then in comes Damon Williams. During this breakage in play for the 2-minute timeout, they each embraced each other as Jed Fish and Brennan Carroll were talking right next to them. So this is clearly something right now in terms of body language. Neither one is upset. Both of them are fired up, trying to push this thing into the end zone.
And Williams is coming out of the game. It'll be Will Rogers to take the snap.
Big targets in the red zone. Lecky Latu, big 6-7 targets on that outside. Decker DeGraff on the inside. Denzel Boston, you have a size advantage on those outside and up the seams. You need to take advantage. You're going to target. Give him a chance with the football.
Jeremiah Hunter is coming out of the huddle, along with Giles Jackson and Denzel Boston. It's Kalecki Latu, the tight end off to the right. Jonah Coleman on the left hip of Will Rogers out of the shotgun. Huskies have first and goal inside the 10-yard line. Trailing by 5. Snap and a handoff. Jonah Coleman starts to the right, tries to cut back up, and gets swarmed under on the play. A big tackle by Andrew Edson off the edge again. He's had a big game. His 7th tackle in his first TFL for the Cougs.
So there's an example that Will, if he pulls that ball, he's still running, but he holds it and gives it to Jonah. There was just a collapse on that outside.
1:37, turning fourth quarter clock, second down, and goal at the 11. Rogers out of the shotgun. He runs up to the line of scrimmage and changes protection with his offensive lineman. Returns to the shotgun. 2-by-1 formation. Snap to Rogers. Rogers looking to throw. Fires to the end zone. Broken up. Tried to sneak it into Denzel Boston, but really good coverage by Stephen Hall, who had his hand on the football and forces 3rd and goal.
Yeah, it was a good throw. It was excellent defense. Hand came up underneath Denzel. They both had a shot at it. Just 2 hands. It's a grip. It's a good route. It's a good throw. It's good defense.
Washington State 24, Washington 19, 1:18 left in the Boeing Apple Cup. 3rd down and goal at the 11-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Will Rogers, a 2-by-3 formation. Rogers runs up to the line of scrimmage and communicates with all 5 offensive linemen. He brings Jonah Coleman into the backfield with him, possibly to help a pass pro. Clap of the hands, takes a snap. Rogers looking to throw. He sets up a screen. It's caught by Denzel Boston, driven out of bounds at the 2-yard line. And the Huskies are going to have 4th and goal from the 2 with the Apple Cup on the line. 1:12 left in the ball game. Cougs up 24-19.
It's a great play. Shallow cross. At that point, it was like Denzel to just reach out with that football, maybe at the bottom. I don't even mind calling a timeout here to really discuss it, but hey, you practice these plays, you have them in your holster.
1:12 on a stop clock for the state of Washington. Will Rogers goes out of the shotgun, right hash mark 2-yard line. 24-19, Cougs up by 5. 2-by-1 formation, and Will Rogers takes a look at the alignment and calls a timeout.
I think that was part of the whole plan anyway. Feel like it was to set him up on defense.
I agree with you, partner. Just the whole way that Will Rogers went, he didn't seem to have the intensity of someone about ready to run the play. It seemed like the whole goal of that was to survey the defense, take a quick gander, and then turn and use one of their timeouts with 1:12 on the clock. Washington State 24, Washington 19, 1:12 to go. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Husky football from Learfield. Week 3 college football, arch rivals going toe-to-toe. What more do you want than a play to decide it here with 1:12 left? Cougs 24, Huskies 19, 4th and goal. Ball placed on the right hash mark between the 1 and the 2-yard line. Split tight ends, 2 wide to the left. It's out of the shotgun. Will Rogers takes the snap, runs an option off to the right, pitches it back to Coleman, who's hemmed in and pushed out of bounds by Kyle Thornton, the inside linebacker. The Huskies ran an option into the boundary. It does not work, and the Cougs make the stand and take over at their own 3-yard line.
Wow.
Washington has 2 timeouts left. 1:07 on the clock. They will use their 2 timeouts, but cannot give up a first down. And even then, barring really extraordinary circumstances, will have virtually no time left if they're able to force a punt and get the football back. A massive, massive stop for the ages by the Cougar defensive line. option out of the shotgun.
Yeah, it's with Will in there like that.
Into the boundary, crowded space, snap to Mateer. Mateer tries to get out of the end zone and does go down after a loss of 1 on the play. Javon Parker got to him at the 2-yard line. Quick timeout for the Huskies, 1:02 on the clock. I mean, it's the favorite pastime of football fans is to question play calling, right?
Sure,
But
absolutely. No, I mean, that's why everyone sits up and they felt like they had something with that look. You know, the edges have been very tough all day today. The ends have done a good job of stretching it. Coaches felt like that look. You could see Coach Carroll and Coach Fish talking about it.
Yeah, just traditionally the option, something that you have your more athletic running quarterback do.
Yep.
They went with the senior Will Rogers in that situation, more of a thrower. Ran it into the boundary, crowded space there, just not a lot to work with as Jonah Coleman was yanked to the ground for a loss of 1. Here's 2nd down and 11 for the Cougs, 1:04 on the clock. Mateer goes under center, takes a snap, runs a quarterback sneak straight up the middle again, and again a timeout for the Huskies with 1 minute on the clock. After maybe a gain of 1 on the QB sneak, it's going to be 3rd down and we'll call it 11 from the 2. Based on where they place it. And they're going to put 1:02 on the clock, add a couple seconds. So, barring a first down, you would expect the Huskies to have a chance to get the football back, but we are really running out of time here. With the Cougs up 24-19. So many areas of this ball game you can look back and say, what if? Huskies 110 yards of penalty yardage on 13 flags in this game. Actually outgaining the Cougs 452 to 384. They had a drive for the final 4 minutes that got them all the way down to the 1-yard line. A very effective final drive down the field. Here's Mateer going under center. Oh, Sebastian Valdez pushed over the center before the snap and just got the Cougs out of the shadow of their own goalpost.
Offside, defense number 50, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That is the game in a nutshell right there.
Yep.
Chance to get off the field and instead a penalty bails out the Cougs. 14 flags, 115 yards. Really, really large number. 3rd and 6. Washington State can actually try to.
Athletics. Nothing goes together better than fried chicken and football. Unless there's also beer in the mix. The Post, chicken and beer fries up the crispiest.
Secure the game.
They made the plays when they had to. The defense is the story in the end. Steps up in a big way on 4th and goal. And Chris, that is how legends are made.
The Cougs find a way. Victory formation for Washington State. 24-19 the score. 32 seconds on the clock. Mateer takes the snap, takes a knee. That's the ball game. The Apple Cup trophy's coming back to Pullman. We do have flags thrown. And Jake Dickert ready. Him and Jed Fisher about 10 feet away from each other right now. They do shake hands briefly. As we'll let the officials inform us in the celebration.
They called it on the Huskies too.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 94 of the defense, 15-yard penalty and previous spot, automatic first down.
In the sweetest possible way, the Cougs move to 3-0 on the season. 24-19, Washington State wins the Apple Cup.
And what what a fitting way to end the game. A Husky penalty. Washington State, start to finish, handled every punch the Huskies threw at them. It was up and down, but in the end, that trophy's coming back to Pullman.
Jess, let's head down to you on the field.
Standing by with Josh Meredith, who had an absolute career game. And under the biggest pressure you probably could have been in. We know this Apple Cup came over here to Seattle. Can you explain what this moment is like for you?
Man, it feels like a dream come true. Just so many years put in work, just waiting for my turn to come. And today, the switch flipped, and it was my turn. I had the ball when ball came to me, and I just made the plays.
You certainly did. You and Mateer were connecting early and often. What is it like working with him?
Man, I've been on scout team with that guy for 2 years, and we're the starters now. I knew that he could do this job, and I knew he could trust me, and he trusts me. So, we just got to work. That's what we're going to do.
Really did, and all weapons firing, really. It looked like they were going to force Mateer to win this game with his arms. And